All right, hey everyone, welcome to the live stream. I am Keith. I'm one of the designers who worked on Interstellar Space Genesis Evolving Empires, as well as our first expansion, Natural Law. We've released Evolving Empires now, and I wanted to give you all an overview of how that expansion changes up the game. So I'm right here at the main menu. I'm going to go ahead and hop in to the new game screen, and I'll point out a few things that are new with this expansion. So if you've never seen Interstellar Space Genesis before, a lot of this is going to look new to you, and I will just point out a couple of things. One is that the two races shown over here, the Serix and Palatian, are part of the Natural Law expansion. So if you end up getting a copy of the game and you don't currently own it, and you don't buy that expansion, you won't have these two races, just so you're aware of that. Now, what this Evolving Empires expansion adds is two main features. One is the minor civilizations. Right here, we've got the abundance set to average on the minor civilizations. You can adjust that to be more than that if you'd like, up to many, or down to even none if you just don't like the minor civilizations for some reason. So that's totally up to you. Both parts of this expansion are totally customizable. So if you don't want minor civilizations for some reason, you could turn those off. If you don't like the evolutions for some reason, you could turn those off. So obviously I want to show off both of those to you today, so I'm going to leave them both turned on. Also new with this, not with the expansion, but with the 1.4 free update, is the ability to randomize colors for AI players. I'm going to leave that off for this play session, but what that does is it effectively changes the standard Empire colors. So if we look at the cake here, you'll see they're normally blue, the Sulak are normally purple, the Moltar are red, so on and so forth. If you've played the game a lot and you encounter those empires early on, you see their ships in that color, you're going to know kind of who it is. So one of the items we added was an ability to randomize that. So that way it's a little bit more of a surprise if you played the game a lot. In this case, though, I'm going to go ahead and just keep it the same. So one of the things I wanted to show you today is the Nova, and they're going to kind of enter their dark days. So if we look at this, we can see that the background of the Nova is they're essentially a nation that used to have a great homeworld, and something happened to that homeworld where they accidentally kind of destroyed it due to a cataclysmic event. And what their evolution explores is kind of the origin of that cataclysmic event and how they seek to overcome it. So let's go into it, and it'll make a little more sense when we go in there. I'm going to leave the settings as huge, severe, 8 players on high difficulty. This is a pretty good difficulty for me, as someone who's played the game quite a bit, who's also going to be explaining and probably potentially struggling a little bit as I try to keep up with that as well as explaining the game. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we are in the game as the Nova Vita, and we are starting out our homeworld Nova Prime. Looks like we got a decent homeworld here. We have a few gas giant potentials for helium-3 here. We don't know yet if the helium-3 is present here. We're going to have to do some remote scanning to find that out. There's also a lava world, which might be potentially decent for us. It is poor and heavy gravity, which is neither one of those, as we can see here, are ideal for us. And we have an acid world that isn't ideal gravity, but a hostile biome. So, but there is a chance to make the system pretty good. Let's go ahead and scout and see what else we got in the area. Also going to pick a sector to remote scan. I'm actually going to start with our homeworld. I don't normally recommend scanning your homeworld, but there's 2 reasons to do that as the Nova. One is, obviously in our situation, we want to know if there's helium-3 right away here. And secondly, the clairvoyance special ability requires that you take one sector to full scan, and our homeworld starts at the advanced scan level, so the fastest way for us to get a full scan is going to be to scan our homeworld sector. And this will give us the ability to unlock this and scan 2 other sectors immediately. For our initial technology, there's quite a few valid options here. I don't see any asteroid belts yet, so we don't really need asteroid exploitation. Culture, I normally go with cultural complex now with the evolutions, because culture is much more important than it was before, as you'll see in a moment. But I'm going to actually, I don't know if I need that yet, though. Let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll get it. All right, we'll go ahead and get it. I mean, we already got a pretty good amount of culture, but we'll get it anyway. It'll allow us to unlock stuff even a little bit faster. Our initial colony, we need to set something up here. We could start building a ship right away, like a colony ship, but you can see this takes a very long time, even if we allocate 100% of our production to that. Not usually a great idea to spend 49 turns at the start of the game building a colony ship. We're much better off boosting our infrastructure and our population, or possibly building a survey ship. Something more productive early on. Generally, I like to build up my infrastructure and population early, because these are kind of the key factors into your production. Your production is your production per pop unit times your population times your infrastructure times your production efficiency, which is 100%, and then your morale gets added on top of that. You can see we've got 30% morale, due primarily to our government type and a little bit due to our ecological level. So we'll just set 100% to infrastructure right now. This is a small world. Part of the Nova starting position is that they start in a small homeworld. That is both part of their story as well as their attributes. We can see here that their racial attribute is small homeworld. When you build a custom race, you get a certain amount of points to spend on a race, and if you pick something like small homeworld, you get some bonus points that you can spend on other things. So in this case, that's why we have so much culture and so much research, because we decided to start with a small homeworld. All right. I think I need to pick something to build here. I'm just going to pick trade goods because I'm not actually putting any production towards it right now. It doesn't really matter too much. Let's keep going. All right, there is our complex. So again, very quick. One thing about the Nova, their research and culture comes very quick and fast. So if that's something you don't want to wait a long time for that type of stuff, they're a good race to start off with to get that right away. We do have a potential planet here, it looks like. Let's see. The Vulcan system, we have a heavy gravity, which is not great, but it is a huge desert world. That's ideal for us. If we look here, our ideal biome is desert world. So, and we do start with the colony ship, so let's go ahead and get that one. And then we have our first culture level up here. So in space culture, we have the 3 traditional trees here: adventure, wealth, and knowledge. These are part of the base game. And then we have the evolution tree, which is part of this Evolving Empires expansion. We cannot yet unlock this ability because we have to have 1 space culture perk before we can unlock it. Then when we level up space culture again, we will have the option to then pick this first evolution. Looking at our choices here, we have adventure is going to give us travel speed. This one gives us a free colony ship. We have a +1 production per pop for the Empire for the rest of the game. We have 2 free outpost ships. We have additional remote exploration where we can scan more sectors at once, and then remote exploration range. I'm going to go ahead with production per pop this time, and I think we'll be able to expand ourselves well enough without the outpost ships. We'll see. Our research is pretty good, so we can go ahead and get improved logistics pretty quickly. So unlike some other races in the game, we don't have to worry about using outpost ships to expand kind of how far we can go. If you see this blue faint circle here, this is our supply range. I can turn that, that's our borders. I can turn our supply range on and off from this button here. Yeah, this one turns on and off our borders. This will turn off on and off our sensors, and then we have one for scan levels. We can see what scan level we have on certain areas. And there's also strategic resources, which we haven't found any yet. So let's go ahead, and there's not much else to explore yet. So I'm just going to click next turn. Our colony ship's going to arrive in just a moment. There it is. Now we can go ahead and colonize this Vulculums 1. I did speed through it there. I probably should stop for a second. There is a warning there that it's possible there's a minor civilization on this planet. We have not received a full scan of this sector yet, so we don't know if one exists or not. So we may end up destroying one if we're not lucky. It looks like this one, though, had an ancient shipyard on it, which would normally be in the same spot that a minor civilization would be, so it looks like we lucked out and didn't destroy one. But that is something to be aware of. If you definitely don't want to destroy a minor civilization, you may want to scan, full scan first. However, this was a good choice for us. We're getting +5 ship support points, as well as starting with 2 infrastructure choices unlocked. Normally you pick 1 when you first colonize a planet. We're actually going to get 2 plus another one. So that's an excellent start. This is also a huge world, so it has up to 11 infrastructure. So let's just keep going with... we're going to try to follow the dark path of the Nova this game, so we're going to be looking to do a lot of destruction. Their other path is kind of the more light path, where they are more about giving stuff away to other empires and getting rewards for that, and forming alliances and kind of benefiting from embracing the peaceful part of their culture. But we're gonna follow the dark side this game. Here on this colony, yeah, let's go ahead and we'll get the cultural exchange. We already have a lot of infrastructure to start, so normally I'd go infrastructure first, but we're in pretty good shape there. Looks like we also have a colony event. So in addition to having a beneficial planetary special, we've also got a colony event here, the Fountain of Youth. They thought they'd cataloged all the anomalies on Bucklum's 1, but our colonists are now reporting a mysterious pool that appears to have rejuvenating properties, maybe a remnant from a precursor civilization, or simply a natural phenomenon that is inexplicable to our current science. But it could help our empire in any number of ways, so what should we do? We have a choice here of +2 space culture points per pop in colony, plus 50% pop growth in colony, or +2 research points per pop in colony. If we remember, this is a huge world, which means there's a population capacity of 20 here. So it can take a long time to get 20 pops on here, so there's definitely a strong incentive to go with the pop growth. However, the bonuses that are per pop also are very good to have when you've got a large colony like this. I'm going to go ahead with the pop growth, though. I just want to get this colony built up quickly. I'm less concerned about the long game because we're probably going to be conquering other people this game. Alright, there's our announcement. So we extended our supply range just a little bit. Not too far yet, but we will be getting improved logistics soon. Just going to help us out in that regard. Alright, all cultural exchange complex completed at Nova Prime 3. Now, could be a good time to build a survey ship. Not yet. Let's go ahead with, I think I'm going to go... Yeah, let's go 100% into infrastructure for now. And we'll just leave it on trade goods. There's no production being pushed to trade goods anyway. We don't need to spend any of our money on space culture because we have plenty of that. These buttons here are basically allocating how much of our taxes. So how much of our money do we want to go to these things? If I set this up to 100%, you'll see that our income is 13 and our expenses are 17 because we're spending 13 on research. Well, obviously we don't want to do that. So also the conversion rate here is 2 BC for every 1 research. So it's not a great exchange rate. It is good when you have a lot of money, though. I'd rather have a little bit of money in the bank, so I'm going to leave this the way it is. Okay, here we have our second space culture level up. So now that we have unlocked one, you can see we can get the first evolution. These other ones will require 4 and then 7 space culture perks to be unlocked before we can get them. But we are eligible now for the Tier 1 Nova perk, which is Relics of the Past. This one says the Empire gains 5% research points to all research areas from its ancient relic. So there's a note here that the Nova Vita possess a powerful relic from their ancient past. The bonuses are a result of them beginning to unlock the power of that relic. And the quote here is very telling too to the Nova story, which is that unleashing the power and knowledge contained within this ancient relic may be the key to unlocking the galaxy's secrets, but only time will reveal what such things truly cost. So what does this do? Aside from giving us research in all areas, we also gain knowledge of all ruin locations in the entire galaxy. Normally you have to find these through remote exploration. This is just going to reveal them all to us. So there's a lot of great stuff you can find in ruins, so knowing where those are right from the very early stage is very beneficial. On top of that, we're getting an increased chance to discover data core artifacts in ruins. Data core artifacts, there's 1 for each category of research, and they give already plus 20% research to that area. For the Nova Vita, you get an extra plus 30% for a total of plus 50% to that area if you find the data core artifact. We also have an improved chance to find those data core artifacts, as you'll see here on the kind of the third bullet on this ability. And then the downside to this one is we will suffer from more negative events from than normal, and that's a result of that relic kind of, you know, taking over our spirit and our souls a little bit here. We're diving a little bit into the darkness of it, but there is ways to overcome that by going down this left path or embracing it a bit more with this darker path on the right here. I'm going to go with Relics of the Past. Go ahead and unlock it. So we immediately now, you can see all these ruin locations have popped up on the map. We now know we actually receive advanced scan level on all these sectors. So you could see advanced there. We've got advanced here. All these places we're going to have advanced scans now. It doesn't look like any of the other empires have colonized any of these or taken them yet, so that's good for us. A couple of these are just outside our logistics range before we can explore them. We really want to jump on these right away because the first person to search a ruin has a higher chance of getting it. You can see here I've just expanded out my my group notifications, so I've got a lot of them here, but it will, if you turn on group notifications, that will break those down so you don't have them all flying up the screen, but just so you're aware. If you do encounter that, there's a setting in here in the settings menu for group notifications. So I probably should have pointed it out. It's right here. Non-critical notifications group. So there you go. All right, so we are going to send our ship here. There is some value in waiting for a survey ship or using an explorer leader because you can only search these once. Unless you have an expert explorer leader, you can search it a second time, but otherwise each empire can only explore them once. And if we don't find anything, you know, that's kind of used up one of our shots. And the chance of finding something increases quite a bit if you have a survey ship or a research or a explorer leader, but I don't want to wait too much on that right now. I want to jump on it and try to hopefully find a data core artifact right away. We did end up finding helium-3 in our home system. Both of these areas have +1, which is excellent. And because we found our first source of helium-3, we get to pick what technology path we want to take. So whenever you find a strategic resource, there are 4 in the game located at the top here: helium-3, antimatter, neutronium, and dark matter. First time you find a source for one of those, you get a technology choice. These will add technologies to your tech tree that have to be researched and that benefit from those resources. So here, for instance, fusion power plants gives us additional production per pop unit, and the Empire for every source of helium-3. This is extra pop growth per helium-3, more trade revenue from helium-3. This is a special fusion drive that we can move a little bit faster as long as we have helium-3. This is a beam accelerator. This gives us bonus beam damage per source of helium-3 and extra shield strength per source of helium-3. So both these paths really encourage you collecting a lot of helium-3, but it's all about it. Do you want to build your economy or your weaponry? So I'm going to go with militarized fusion this time because, again, I want to try to do some combat with the Nova. We do have 2 green circles up here, so there's actually 2 desert worlds up here. That indicates to me we're probably going to want to get some colony ships going quickly. Let's see. We also have unlocked the clairvoyance ability. That was because we got a full scan on our home system. So if we click this, we're going to get a little slower remote exploration speed for a period of 10 turns and a little less research per 10 turns, but we can immediately reveal and get full scans of 2 sectors immediately. I think we're going to do that. Let's go ahead. We'll click on it. What sectors do we want a full scan on? Something we haven't scanned yet, obviously, and something we probably don't know much about. What are our potential discoveries? Let's go with this one. Looks like that one might be empty, unfortunately. And this one. All right, we did land on something here. It is a black hole. Unfortunately, it does not have any antimatter, but it will give us a little bit of research and a little bit of tourism if we build an outpost there. We can also see that there's a wormhole from there down to another star, brown dwarf star, and there's 124 turns before that wormhole closes. But that won't be a problem for us, and more on that in a bit here. All right, let's keep going. All right, it is possible to explore the ruins over here. Let's go ahead and do that. Excellent. And our relic from the past, our ancient relic, has helped us out already. We already found the propulsion data core artifact, and that gives us plus 20% to propulsion research. But because we have our evolution unlocked, which is this one here, we're getting a plus 30% to that on top of the 20%. So if we go into our research tree, right here is the icon that indicates that we have a data core artifact for this type of research. So we have the propulsion data core artifact. That's plus 20% to propulsion research and plus 30% from relics of the past. That's plus 50% now we get to any research spent in this category of propulsion. So that's a great find. Now we just need to try to find a few more. All right, we finished researching improved logistics, and we got a free outpost ship as a result of that. So that's great. We can immediately do something with this outpost ship. So let's turn on. So there's 2 strategic resources right in our home system. It would be nice to put the outpost ship somewhere where we could extend our logistics as well, but it might be worth just putting it here just to get the extra helium-3. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do it here. This will work. You can see now that we are exploiting it. We're getting a helium-3 up here. This one over here, we do not know if there's helium-3 here, so it would be a gamble to put an outpost here. It's possible this one gives +2 instead of the +1 we're getting from the one in our home system, but that's a bit too much of a gamble. So if we build another outpost ship, we can also put an outpost in Nova Prime 5 right there and get some additional helium-3. We will need to get those technologies, so here's one of them right here, fusion drive. It's a propulsion technology. It is twice as difficult to research because of the fact that we've already researched something in this category. So that is one of the reasons it's going to take 18 turns. Let's see. We also aren't producing much research yet, so we probably should try to get planetary supercomputers online so we can get some more research. Maybe we go for medbay and get some additional morale in our colony. Like I said before, morale is kind of a global modifier for your production in a colony. So we met both the cake and the humans over here. We have knowledge of them because they can reach our systems through these wormholes. That's the main reason we know about them right now. I'm not going to interact with them too much just yet. I want to stay quiet. We'll see if they approach us, but... All right, we also got our 3rd space culture perk level up. So again, +2 culture per pop as the Nova makes you get a lot of culture early. We also have a cultural exchange online. So that's one of the reasons. You can kind of see why we're getting so much culture. So we get to level up early, thankfully. I'm going to take this free colony ship, I think. The travel speed is really good in the mid to late game to be able to conquer, though. But I would like to get another colony online right now, so we've got several systems potentially here that are good, and I don't want to miss it. That one's ultra poor, so not so good, but we actually need to get some... Oh, we can't. It's outside of our scan range. It's too far away for us to scan the sector, so we're kind of colonizing blind a little bit here, but I'm just going to go ahead and pick one, and hopefully we don't wipe out a minor civilization with this. Okay, our frigate has run into a space amoeba. That's going to be way too difficult for our initial scout ship to fight, so we have 2 choices. We can go to combat and flee immediately, or we can just auto-resolve. If you auto-resolve with a frigate against a space monster, it's going to automatically flee. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Now when we're fleeing, it's going to try to go back to our closest system. We don't have to do that, though. We can click on the fleeing ship and send it somewhere else. So I'm going to do that to save some time. And now we have another infrastructure level up. I'm going to go ahead and pick the legendary planetary engineers. This will basically increase the bonuses we're already getting to that, and it's also going to unlock all 3 of the planetary engineering perks, which gives us an additional 15% planetary engineering across our whole empire. So it's good when you can get... In civil engineering and aerospace engineering, you have to get all 6. In planetary engineering, you only have to get all 3. So that's a good reason for us to go for that right now. You can see here it's going to take 45 turns currently to get a new pop, 12 turns for new infrastructure. If I move this around, I can make it so we won't have any infrastructure, or I can go... If I go over this way, this is planetary engineering. That's this area right here. The only planetary engineering thing we have right now is eco-engineering for habitat control. And you can see kind of halfway down it says effects 220 plus 220% population growth. If I move this over here, for instance, you're going to see plus 0%, and if I move it here, plus 119%. So the more we move this over here, the more of our production we have, the better our population growth numbers are. But I think actually right now what I want is a survey ship. It's down to 16 turns now, and I really want to look for miners and maybe help our ability to find stuff in ruins. Let's see, we've got our first leader has approached. Zaxar is a pretty decent colony leader to start off with. Has the trusting trait, which makes it so they're less likely to defect or threaten to leave. Their opinion increases a bit faster, and decreases slower when unassigned. Also, it comes with some flat research, which would be good. Planetary engineering bonus, and potential option to turn him into a spy later. 50 BC and 2 PC per turn. We can afford that. Go ahead and hire him, and he's level 4. We can see here. This is a new feature in 1.4. We added the leader level. It was already in the game, but we weren't exposing the leader level to the player before, so we've gone ahead and added that, as well as the XP values, and now you can see a couple, some of the ways that colony leaders and ship leaders will gain experience. So we kind of wanted to pull back the curtain a little bit on that and let you know a little bit more about how that works. I'm going to put Zaxxar on Nova Prime. Leaders do cover the whole system, so you can see that here. He's assigned to this system, not to this planet. So if we colonize these other planets, his bonuses will apply to all these planets. So that's why systems like Nova Prime here with multiple planets in it are really valuable. All right. I'm hoping there's not another space monster on this ruin here. Unfortunately, with the scan data you get from Relics of the Past, you don't know for sure if there's a space monster there or not until you show up. You don't want to send a unescorted ship like a colony ship to someplace you haven't been before, because if you go there and it doesn't show system already visited by fleet, it's possible there's a monster there, and monsters will instantly destroy your very expensive and very difficult to build colony ships and outpost ships. So if you escort them with even a single frigate, they'll have the opportunity to flee from those monsters. So okay, let's go ahead and continue. All right, so we get to colonize. I don't know which one of these. Maybe we should wait one turn, get the survey ship, and then find out all the details in these two before we pick. Before we colonize, I think that's going to be the best bet. I don't want to make the wrong decision just to save a turn or two, and then we end up really suffering for it. So let's wait a second. I'm going to focus population here because I feel like, well, we don't really have to put too much. We can go down maybe. The difference between 5 and 7 is not too much, and that gives us some progress on infrastructure. So let's do it like that. I got the med bay queued up for later, just as a reminder that we want to build that. We'll put one here as well. And here we're going to go for planetary supercomputer. That's what we're reaching for here. We'll keep going. And of course, another space monster, crystal entity up here at, I'm going to guess, the other ruin location. Yeah. So in this case, it destroyed my frigate. Unfortunately, the auto resolve did not flee like on that occasion. So it's all right though. The starting scouts are not very valuable, so we're not going to worry too much about that. Let's keep going. Let's get the free survey ship here. That's what we were aiming for. We're going to take our free survey ship and go over here. In addition to the free survey ship for space explorers here, we get a explorer leader that shows up. So our explorer leader is right here and has offered to join us for 90 BC and 4 BC a turn. We don't have that. So, however, it would help us find stuff in ruins. To have a explorer on our team would be very valuable. So we may try to scrounge up the money in a little while for that. I am going to keep building another survey ship because we may have a use for a second one, especially if we find a minor civilization here. It looks like we've actually got the ability to go to this one through a wormhole as well. So I could go through there and just make sure there's no monster, and then if so, I'll send our survey ship there. It looks like there is a monster. I'm going to go ahead into combat and flee before this monster kills me. All right, so our ship has escaped. We want to fly back through the wormhole. That's going to be the fastest way to escape. And let's see here. Yeah, we're waiting on 2 turns for a new pop there. And indeed, we did find a minor civilization over here, so I'm glad we didn't just colonize right away. It is an economic minor civilization. Let's see which planet that's on. It's on this one, the large one. So that's actually the one I would have colonized if I had just gone in here blind. because at a glance, a large one, has more potential than a medium, um, even though it is a heavy gravity that can be overcome. But in any event, they're both rich. We now know all about this in the minor civilization. This is a new feature in evolving empires. So the economic minor civilization is one of 7 types of minor civilizations. There are 7 types of minor civilizations and 3 different actual minor civilizations per type. So there's 21 total minor civilizations in the game. Right now, all we know is this is an economic minor civilization. We do not know which one it is. In order to find that out, if we look down here, there's a surveyed bonus. It says survey status ETA by Empire 19 turns, Nova Vita. We actually have to keep a survey ship in orbit here for 20 turns. There are a few ways to reduce that as well. There's a minor civilization that gives you benefits to that. There are also skills in the game that leaders can learn that improve your ability to survey minor civilizations, but right now we've got nothing like that, so we're looking at 20 turns. However, we already have access to them, so we can see access status has access. That means that they are within our supply range. So here's our supply range that I'm toggling on and off here. This is within that range, so we have access to them. They're non-exclusive, which means they are not within our borders. Again, our borders being this area here. If we bring them into our borders, they're exclusive to us. There's a few things happen when they're exclusive. We would get 5 votes in the Galactic Council as listed here, and we would also get all their bonuses exclusive to us. Right now, for all intent and purposes, they are exclusive to us because no other empire is in range or even knows they exist yet. But as other empires learn they exist, getting that exclusivity is really key because the miners can offer some powerful bonuses and you don't want your rivals to get those from you. In this case, just knowing the minor civilization type, we already know that we're going to get 0.5 BC per pop in Empire, so and that will double when this is fully surveyed. So that's going to be quite a chunk of change for us once we get them surveyed. We're also going to get an immediate bonus for surveying them and a long-term bonus that we'll get to choose on top of the BC per turn they give. We'll get another bonus. So that was good. Let's go ahead and colonize the other planet since we now know that there's no minor civilization there. Okay, so not much to this planet. It's ideal gravity for us. It's rich. It's medium. It's effectively better than our homeworld, other than the fact that it has less population on it to start with. So let's go ahead, and we've got up to 7 infrastructure here, which means we could unlock a whole category if we choose to go down a whole line. That's generally a good idea. A rich planet is a pretty decent ship producer, so I'm going to go ahead and start an aerospace engineering. And let's go with ship construction speed first. And this will also give us research in weapons. Plus 1 research point per pop unit in this planet to weapons research. Which isn't a lot now, but it will be later. Alright, we now have exclusive access to the minor civilization. I just mentioned about how exclusive access works. You can see now that they are within our borders because we colonized a planet in the system and extended our borders over it. So it is now exclusive to us. We immediately get those council votes. So when the Galactic Council takes place, we will get 5 votes for having them in our exclusive range. And also no other empire can get them from us without basically taking our colony here and taking our border access away. That's excellent. We've locked that in. So now we definitely want to keep our survey ship here and just keep surveying these guys and find out who they are and how much of a benefit they can offer to us. All right, our supercomputer is finished, so we can go ahead and start building that. Let's get a supercomputer. I'm gonna put that, we'll leave that after the med bay. We've got 2 building slots, construction slots, even after these 2 buildings. Our survey ship is almost ready. This is one of the reasons to build more survey ships, by the way. 1 survey ship helps to survey around, but if you find a minor civilization, you got to sit it there for a while, so you want to, we don't want to waste too much time, lose too much time with that. And we also still want to kind of explore some of these other ruins that are out here. Although actually 3 of these ruin locations have monsters on them. Let's go down to this one and see if there's any monsters guarding that one. Let's get the fusion. Okay, so we've got much more research than we had before. Remember this? I don't remember. I think it was like 15 turns or 12 turns before. It's down to 4 now. We do have the data core artifact, which is giving us plus 50%, which is a very nice bonus. So combined with relics of the past, 5%, and the Utopia government type, we've got quite a bit going on here. We're gonna have another cultural level up here in just a few levels, it looks like, as well. What are we doing here? Okay, we got our infrastructure there. We probably should, at this point, we really need robotic factory to help these early colonies out, but I'm gonna go ahead with, let's keep increasing the population. That's at 7. Let's go ahead and maybe we can get off-world supports. Those are another way to boost early production. So to be able to get a level 3 tech, we first have to unlock a level 2 techs, at least one. So I'm going to get deep core mine, and we'll keep going. Okay, we are down to 15 turns there. Our survey ship is coming. Fusion drive is just about to be researched. There it is. We need at least one source of helium-3. We have that. So we're good there. And here is our space culture level up. So we now have acquired enough space culture to get one of the tier 2 perks. And once we pick one, it's going to lock out the other paths. So one of the options is giving spirits here, which is that this empire receives benefits when giving gifts to others. So in diplomacy, you have options to give gifts to other empires. You can give them ships, you can give them money, you can give them entire systems if you want. And normally there's not too much benefit to that aside from getting, good favor with them through diplomacy. In this case, though, the Nova Vita can actually get a whole bunch of space culture to continue leveling up their space culture, or they can get, by giving away ships, you can reduce the cooldown of unique abilities. So right now my unique abilities have fairly long cooldowns. If I wanted to use them more often, I could give away ships to reduce that and use them more often. And if I give away a system, you basically get a huge empire-wide morale boost for every population in the gifted system as well as every infrastructure in the gifted system. So giving away larger systems is beneficial. Obviously that's hard to do because you're reducing the power level of your empire a bit, but if you're, say, allied with another empire and you're looking to get an allied victory, you may not mind giving them a powerful system that's going to help them and you in the long run in the war. So I'm going to actually go for Web Weavers this game, though. Web Weavers is going to reveal all wormhole paths and stability in the galaxy, and it's also going to say my fleets can travel through closed wormholes. So normally wormholes will only stay open for a period of time. There is a structure you can build if the system happens to have a planet in it that a wormhole is closed in. You can reopen it. But for our empire, we're not going to care about that. We're just going to go through those wormholes whenever we want to, and no one's going to block us. Now, the way this works is we will get a full scan on every system that contains a wormhole, which also gives us a little more information about the galaxy. So we got advanced scans on all the places that had ruins earlier, and now we're going to get full scans on all the places that have wormholes. And again, this path is now no longer available to us, so we won't focus on that. But we will be able to go for unbridled power here in a little while. So here we go. We have learned here are all the wormholes that exist in this galaxy. You can see we've also discovered several researches in the process because, we received full scans here. We now know that there's a large boson star accretion disk here with 3 dark matter, 30 research, tourism. There's a large asteroid belt. We also have, let's see, up here at Bov, we've got huge system, lots of asteroids to exploit. Neutron star with even more research and tourism. So it's very beneficial to have this information, even wormholes aside, and we can see that wormholes are going to take us right into, the human empire over here at Sol. We can get into, effectively into the Cake Empire here. We can get into the, we can't quite, we could possibly take a path up here. We can at least get to Fear to get towards where the Dragul are. We also found some monsters. So these are condensed. If I click the little plus, here you can see that evolutions have revealed space monsters. We learned about a whole bunch of specials. I don't know if any of these, let's see if any of these are close to us. There's time dilation here in Bex. So that's a pretty good planetary special. This one gives 70%, plus 70% money, research, culture, and production. It's ultra poor though, which means 70 plus 70% to not much is still probably not going to be too much there. It does make that much better than it normally would be though. This one, let's see, let's zoom out a little bit. This one's way over there. Don't care about that. Fear, natural wonders. So the Draggle do have a colony here. They're getting some BC from tourism and some space culture there. Powerful creatures over here, which give you ground combat strength on the planet. It's a tiny world. Natural wonders way over there. Natural wonders way over there again. Friendly natives over there. And unique biota. We did not find any minor civilizations. Apparently none of them were in systems that had wormholes, so we also kind of have that information. If we turn on our little scan level here, this will show us all the areas where we have scan information, where we don't. I'm going to turn it off for now because we kind of get enough indicators on the screen with between all the ruin locations and the strategic resources, which are actually more important for us to know about right now. So since we found our first source of dark matter and neutronium, we get to pick our specific technologies that we're going to put in the tech tree that benefit from those. So we have the tachyon drive, which is a faster engine, much faster engine than we have now. It requires a lot of research. You can see 12,251 research points. We're only getting 50 a turn right now, so this is definitely late game. Jump gates, which will give us instant travel between colonies, so it's kind of like wormholes between your colonies. So that would give us a way to wormholes to somewhere and then take some colonies and then build jump gates to go faster. Transcommunication allows our ships to be given orders while in transit. Normally you can't give them orders when they're en route somewhere. And these are a couple of special systems. Illusion Materializer would give us illusionary duplicates of our ships in combat, which can distract enemies and make them waste some of their ammunition and firing. And then we have Subspace Distortion. This one kind of freezes a ship. It can't be damaged, but it can't move or fire any weapons at all. It's good if you need to recharge your shields. It's good if you're a carrier ship relying on fighters and bombers and those type of weapons, because those can continue to fly out and do damage for you even though your ship can't do anything. In our case, if our Titan was doing a healing sacrificial hull, or we had automated repair bots, there's a lot of different reasons why you might want to take a ship that's in danger of dying and being destroyed and put it in that distortion effect. But I really like the speed, and I like the combination of jump gates with our Webweaver's gateway access here. And then neutronium, we have access to neutronium bombs, which would give us extra destruction from our bombs, or neutronium shells, which is extra damage from neutronium for kinetic weapons, or we can go for the armor and rejuvenation. Both of these are pretty good. I'm trying to think. I think I earlier took, I took beam accelerators, so I'm inclined to go with beams. You probably don't want to use both beams and kinetics if you're going to get one or the other. Of course, there's no guarantee I will get a lot of either one of these, but that said, the bombs are useful, and if we're going to play the Dark Nova path, we could just bomb everybody and do a lot of mass destruction, so I think I talked myself into that one. Let's see, there's that. We also found some more helium-3 in a few places, so if we want to leverage that, that's way over there. This one's actually right up here. We can get that one. And this one is... where is this one? Oh, it's over here. Alright, the humans already have that one. Alright, so again, here's all the evolution reveals. I'm not going to expand this out because it'll take up most of the screen, but I think we've got a pretty good handle on the knowledge we gained from that. We are at 14 turns to discover what minor civilization this is. And we are moving to Neri right now. And our other survey ship's going to be done soon. And then I'm probably going to build some outpost ships because we now know about a lot of stuff that would really be good to get. Even if we don't want the strategic resource ourselves, we could even sell the access to those to other people and make some money that way. The outpost ship's still going to take a while, so let's get the morale up first and we'll work on the outpost ships here in a little bit. Alright, our survey ship is ready. Let's see, let's send it up here. We're going to look around for some more minor civilizations. This is a ship leader. As a lone wolf, works best on his own. You can have him in a fleet with other ships, just not with other leaders, or else he suffers a penalty. He's also pretty good at ground combat strength and has some accuracy bonus. Can command up to a destroyer. I don't really have the money for that right now. Actually, I thought I had another leader I wanted more than that. Yes, I'd rather have Zeroff with the exploration right now. Let's keep saving up. Okay, we've got some more information popping up. It looks like Deep Core Mine has been researched. There's a space monster here in the Voinides system. Unique biota, +1 research per pop unit in Empire. That's a very strong planetary special. It's going to be a little tricky to get, and it's a rogue planet with a crystal entity in front of it, but that's something we should go for at some point. All right, there is no monster guarding this ruin, so as soon as our survey ship can make its way over here, let's go ahead and search that one and hopefully find another data core artifact. All right, we need to pick another sector to explore. I guess we will. We kind of know about this sector a little bit already. Let's go right here where there's nothing right now. This is completely empty section of space. Maybe we can find something. I think we were going over here, if I recall, for off-world support to help build up our other colonies. So let's do that. We got the galactic event, the Hasty Vagabond here. So effectively, I'm not going to go through reading these because I want you to be able to experience that for yourself. But these events all will have little stories behind them, and then there's a decision to be made. Some decisions may be grayed out for you because you don't have the research, the money that you need. So if I really wanted this plus 15% propulsion research, I could go, for instance, and scrap a ship, or I could go into my colony and say, hey, I don't want to have this cultural exchange complex. I want the 56 BC, because that's going to give me the, closer to what I need for this event. So you do have the option to back out. Plus 15% is really good. However, remember we have plus 50% already from the relic and the relics of the past, evolution, and the data core artifact. So I'm not sure that we need another plus 15% to propulsion. So our other choice is 750 BC, which is a lot for what we have right now, or a space culture level up. Let's see, is there any space culture we would like? We could get an SCP per pop in Empire, so that's more space culture and tourism. We could get some money if we head down towards mega corporations. I kind of like the idea of going for the adventure path, getting this, and then I think there's tourism here and tourism here. Yeah, the tourism path makes a lot of sense because we already know several places where we can get. This is +1 BC per population unit in the Empire, and half for every allied empire. Currently no allies, but we may get some later. Let's go ahead with the space culture level up. And we will take space socialites. Okay. We got 11 turns left on the Nova Vita surveying of the economic minor civilization there. And what are we doing here? Population. We're about to get an infrastructure level up there. Our med bay is going, so I think we're good. Oh, something is moving towards our colony. It's a little hard to see on the background here, but there's a right here it says better scanner technology is required to see details about the fleet. Well, we saw it pop off this crystal entity, and it looks like a small version of that, and it's exactly what it is. It's an offspring. Space monsters will spawn offspring periodically and send them out to kind of harass your colonies. They can't destroy anything except for undefended ships. So if you have a for instance, when our off-world support ship spawns in 9 turns, if we don't get rid of this thing and it's on our homeworld, it's going to destroy it immediately. But other than that, it can't damage your colonies themselves. It can only kind of harass your orbit and prevent asteroid exploitations from getting in there. Let's go ahead and get our second level up here. This is going to be our shipbuilding place, so let's keep going down shipbuilding. At this point, should we focus a little bit more? Maybe something like this, 13 turns for pop and 13 turns for infrastructure. We really need to get robotic factory, and because I don't want off-world support as quickly now, because there's going to be a Offspring there. I'm going to move Robotic Factory first. It doesn't delay it by too much, but we could stop our spending because we probably have enough research without devoting tax money to that. That gives us a little more income per turn, which gives a little more flexibility. Our survey ship is on its way over here. Okay, looks like we have a demand here from the K Collective. This generally means that they want to ask us for money or something. Yep. Her demands grow larger as your position grows weaker. To avoid having your empire fully absorbed, you must pay 25% tribute for 30 turns. Do you consent? If we hover over the eye here, that's going to be 7.1 BC per turn, which is 25% of our income. Do we fear war with them right now is the question. They're pretty far away. I don't think they're going to be a threat to us yet, so I'm going to go ahead and say no. Your denial of her demand shows a clear misunderstanding of basic truths. She sees few paths forward with such a highly illogical species. Well, we'll see how that turns out. Okay, so we have discovered an ambassador leader. You can see right here, ambassador economic. So to explain that, because we have had a relationship with a minor civilization in the game, so in this case the economic minor civilization for a period of at least 10 turns, and we are the first ones to do so with that type of minor civilization, the ambassador for that minor civilization has approached us. So Belith Vixer here, nickname Witch, is one of the economic minor types that we might discover. Just because this ambassador approach does not mean that the minor civilization that we're currently surveying is going to be the type that this leader came from. They could be, but it could also be any one of the others. Basically, each minor civilization type has an ambassador of the 7 kind of general types. So this is the one that represents the economic side. We can see here that they offer to work the first time to empires with a relationship with their minor civilization type, which I kind of just explained. You can see down there cultural, espionage, scientific, exploration, militaristic, economic, and industrial. Those are the types, and to establish a relationship, the minor civ needs to be inside our supply range. So we've done that. This leader will give will gain +5 opinion when establishing a relationship with a new minor civilization. So anytime we find a new minor civilization, this leader will like us more because it shows that, hey, our empire is friendly to less fortunate empires that are in need of defense. And also, this leader will give us +2 votes in the Galactic Council if we have exclusive access, which we do, to the minor civilization that we have presently. And if we get more minor civilizations, it's +2 per. So that's what the ambassador trait does. That's new, obviously, with this expansion because it comes with these ambassadors and plays with the minor civilization feature. In addition, this is a high-level leader, level 15. Comes with expert medicine, which is a huge 75% pop growth in all colonies. Gives us an advantage to trade treaties. Gives us extra morale. Gives us extra money from strategic resources, which we're about to collect a lot of, and money from tourism. This is probably the perfect leader for us in the situation we're in this game. There's a biography here on the eye if you want to read just more about the specific leaders. They each kind of have their own stories. Up here we can see the leader opinion. This is what I talked about when you get extra opinion when establishing a relationship with a new minor civilization. There's different ways they'll gain opinion, including just over time. The more opinion they have, the faster they gain experience. The less opinion they have, the slower they gain experience. In addition, if their opinion gets too low, they may threaten to quit or ask for a raise or demand pay increases other than normal raises. Or they could even defect if a rival spy comes in and tries to steal them from you. Up here is desires. That's what desires the leader has currently. No desires. This is a level 15 leader and a colony leader. So it comes with the administration skill of 8, which is +4 tax revenue per pop on the colony. Very strong. 0.75 production per pop unit in the colony. Pretty good as well. And corporate +50% bonus to production and trade asteroid exploitations. Don't have any of those yet, but we might get some. So we definitely need to get the money for Velifixer here. Very strong. We can't afford it yet, but the good news is they will stick around for 20 turns, so we have time to find a way to hire them. All right, our medbay finished. Our planetary supercomputer is coming up next. I'm not going to adjust my taxes yet, but if it looks like we're not going to get that money in time, I'll start doing so. We might find some money in these ruins. We're also going to identify that minor civilization, which could give us a small influx of cash. That's one of the benefits that we could get as a one-time bonus, so we'll hope for that. We got a brown dwarf we found down here. A few planets. We'll need to send a ship down there to explore and see what that is. I want to protect my survey ship, though, first, so I don't want to move down there just yet. We could continue to scan, but I'm going to pick a different sector. You might notice this little red minus sign over here. This is indicating the system's under blockade, so that offspring went up here. Actually didn't go to our capital. I thought I was going to go to the capital, but it's hard to tell. I don't have scanner technology yet, so my sensors are really poor, and I have no good ability to tell who's doing what currently, so that's why I'm kind of guessing a little bit. But this is reducing production from the population on this colony by 25%. It's not great, but it's not the end of the world. And it also blocks asteroid exploitation production. Asteroid exploitation, we don't have any of those this game, so that's okay. Our robotic factory did finish. I'm going to move that up to the top of the queue and build that immediately. That's just really good. I'm going to put a robotic factory in here. Actually, every colony should get a robotic factory because that's pretty much the best early game kind of acceleration tool you have, because it gives a flat amount of production based on the richness of the planet. So this being a rich planet, we give 25 production. We're only getting 47 currently. So that's about a 50% increase on an early game planet. You can hear the music in the background here. This is one of the 2 new tracks included in Evolving Empires. We worked with our musical artists to create 2 tracks thematic to the expansion. Came out quite good. What is this telling us? Zeroff's about to leave. Oh, I forgot about Zeroff. We wanted to hire Zeroff too. Alright. We're going to need a lot more money. I want to put them on this ship, so that's going to take 5 turns to get there. Between that and our survey ship, we got a much better shot of getting something good out of this ruin, so it's worth waiting. I think as soon as our supercomputer finishes, we're going to start generating some trade goods and try to get money. Yep, we can't explore. We're not going to yet. We did find a unique biota here, which is a research point per pop unit in Empire. Another planet, even if it's terrible, that's a good one to get, just because we can get research on every across our whole empire. Another leader, sorry, we don't have the money. We just don't have it. These robotic factories are going to cost us more money too, which is unfortunate, but keep going here. How close are we here? 3 turns away from identifying that minor civilization. Our robotic factory finished here. Our med bay is due next. Let's actually get pops, because we'll get more money if we get a population, and we need the money. It also helps our production. So, and then here, robotic, and there's supercomputer. We got 1 turn left for that assignment. Planetary supercomputer finished here. Robotic factory is up next, and then I really want that too, but I'm gonna go trade goods next after the robotic factory because I want to get the money. Even though that's gonna set us back a little bit, I think it's worth it to get that leader before they're gone. All right. There's our off-world support. We have plenty of ship support points to support that. You can see we've got 18 total. We're using 9. So we have 9 left, so we're fine there. The support ship is going to give you production in the system for every infrastructure level in your empire, as well as 50 flat production and planetary engineering. The maximum production you can get out of any single support ship is 100. And 200 planetary engineering max per support ship. So these are not meant to be used, to pump up your super worlds. They're meant to build up your up-and-coming worlds. Early on, though, I mean, like even at my capital here, 68 production from the support ship is not bad. And combined with making trade goods, that gives us a decent amount of money, even without taxing. Taxing will reduce your production in every colony, so I don't really want to slow down my other colonies' production just to generate money. Our robotic, all right, we're building cultural exchange complex there. That's good. Our free support ship, and now we have research. Um, kind of feeling like we might be falling behind on military here, but let's get a quantum scanner so we can see what's going on. We have no scanner except for the gravitational scanner, which is terrible. This one shows us enemy fleet destinations and ETA, and some enemy ship information. If any enemies do wander over here, we'll know. Next turn, we identify which economic minor civilization, which one of the 3 different types of minor economic civilizations will this be, I wonder. Let's see. All right. It looks like it is going to be the Selmiano. So the Selmiano have arrived. They've given us a free colony ship, which is excellent. We had some more colonies we wanted. Colony ships take quite some time to build at this stage. If we look here, even in our best colony, it's 16 turns to build a colony ship at this point. So that's a 16 turn savings off that. And we also get a permanent bonus for the rest of the game, as long as we can keep control of this minor civilization, where we can reduce the cost of future outpost ships, colony ships, or support ships. So let's take a look here and see what we want to reduce. We have a colonizable planet here. Got at least 2 there. Might have a few more. Colony ships are the most expensive, so that would be the biggest benefit. Support ships can be a little pricey, but they're not as bad. Were they 4125 versus 7500? So let's go for the colony ship reduction. I think that'll work. Notice the question mark is going here. We've now identified them. The type that was here before, that's just kind of the generic image for the economic minor civilizations, has been replaced with the Selmiano. If we look at our empire overview screen, you can now see that we have the Selmiano. This little pink check mark here with the crown is indicating that we have exclusive access. That means that they are not only within our supply range, but also within our borders. So here is our supply range, this outer ring, and our borders are reflected by this kind of tan area here. So they're both in our borders and our supply range. So we have not only access, which is supply range, but exclusive access, which is there in our borders. So we're getting their relationship bonus, we're getting their surveyed bonus, we got the one-time bonus, and we have the Galactic Council votes. The relationship bonus is now +1 BC per pop and empire, really helping our economy. So that was excellent. And here's our free colony ship. Gift from the Selmiano. I can't actually colonize these places yet because we need to clear out these space monsters. But we're going to start working on ships here in a moment. Let's get even a little bit more tax money going with administration, because I would like to get, let's see, do we want more flat research or tourism? Let's go for tourism, because I'm about to start on some outpost ships here. Once we get, we got to get the trade goods. We got to get that money first to get that leader. Then it's outpost ship time. Here we have our explorer leader here, Zeroff, which gives us +10% chance to finding something in ruins. Then we have a survey ship, which increases the chance of finding something in ruins as well. Let's go ahead and search those ruins now. We have both combined. Let's hope we find something good. All right, we have found our second data core artifact. So combining both our survey ship and our explorer leader, and the fact that we've got the relics of the past, which increases our chance to find data core artifacts, we have now found 2 of them. So here again is the icon for that. So now we're getting +50% research to all economics technologies, as well as +50% to all propulsion technologies. Unfortunately, we don't have the weapons or defenses one, which would be great, because you see we have negative numbers here, and that is because of our government type of Utopia. Utopia gets bonuses to economics and propulsion already, and planetary engineering, but huge negatives to weapons and defenses. So those data core artifacts could have offset these penalties a little bit for us, but that's okay. We'll find other ways to do that. We'll power through it. So that is our second data core artifact. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and find a system to explore that we haven't been to yet. Perhaps this one here. You'll notice that we can't travel here. There's a grayish line and it says can't travel, black by dark nebula. So what does that mean? That's right here. This area right here, these kind of areas of the map that are really dark and cut out from the map. Those are dark nebula. You cannot fly through those unless you have certain types of drives that are later in the game. So for now, we're going to have to go around that. That can be a defensive tool, an offensive tool, or just a hindrance. Like, for instance, if your capital is blocked by that for a lot of empires, they're going to have to go around it to get to it. So that it can be a good thing. Yeah, I think we'll go back to here and then head down from there. Xeroth leveled up, so he got experience from that successful exploration. So what do we want? Command would let us assign him to bigger ships, which increases his survivability a bit, and lets him command a stronger ship. Operations would give us more ship support points, which we're not swimming in those, but we've got some right now. Attack would give us more ship attack in the fleet, better chance to hit enemies. Defense would give us more defense in the fleet, better chance to dodge attacks, and then initiative, which would give us basically faster, a higher chance to go first in combat, which can be a big deal. Going first in combat, if you've got long-range weapons, means you can essentially wipe out some of the opposing ships right away. Also, a leader's ship with initiative skill, they get additional combat speed for every point of initiative on the very first turn of combat. So they can zip right across the map, get behind people, do all kinds of stuff, or get out of the way. So that can be helpful. He's got the quick trait, which gives an additional initiative on every level up as well, so that's quite good. But I would like to get him up to possibly being able to get into a cruiser. Let's go with command level. And now we get to pick from one of two new skills to give him. So Tactician here is additional combat speed to the leader's ship. This combat speed does give ship defense as well. Chance to dodge, so we would get 10% ship defense basically on 2 combat speed. Or we could go for additional missile weapon ammo. I'm not planning to build a missile boat with him right now, so I'm going to go with Tactician. All right. So he's still kind of just our scout and explorer right now, but that'll be useful later when we decide to get in combat with him. We're still building up money right now, so we're a little tied up in terms of what we can do until we get that money. We get another leader approaching, so this is Artisan Kiwi. This is a expansion leader from Natural Law. Has some good traits, engineering, and also finds credits in ruins even when nothing else would normally be found. So it's kind of a counterpart to Explorer. Explorer helps you find stuff. This one, if you don't find anything, you get some money at least. Pretty cheap too, but I need to save. This is not ideal. So you may have just seen this space monster disappear. That's actually not terrible for us because we can now move our colony ship in there. However, what that tells me is that the race that's up here in this color, yeah, we have some scan data here, so we can tell the race and majority here is the Palatian Assembly. Palatian Assembly in this game, they're from Natural Law expansion, and they have a evolution set that allows them to capture these wild space monsters. So if I don't destroy them, they can just fly in here, and these space monsters join them and become part of their fleet. So you're actually incentivized to destroy these before they get them. Unfortunately, I've missed the chance there, and I had no idea they would be traveling this far down away from their homeworld, which must be somewhere in here, I would assume, to come get this, but they did. It is out of our way now, though, so we can colonize that. Let's see. We'll go ahead. Oh, and it looks like we've got a rival right next to us here. There's our quantum scanner. And yes, the Sulak are right here. They are a fairly aggressive race. Not great neighbors. They like to spy a lot. They swarm you with a lot of small ships now. They will crash their ships into you, potentially, and or hijack your ships from you. So not great. Kind of near where I wanted to build my colony, too, but that's okay. Let's send one of our... We don't actually have to keep either one of our survey ships here now that we've identified them. We can send it off. I haven't sent a ship there yet, so though I don't want to send this down without that. Let me see. I'm going to send him here to do the exploration with the survey ship, and then I'll send down here with the survey ship to survey this location while our colony ship comes in. How much money was that leader that we wanted? 275. Okay. We're getting close to that. Perhaps we take advantage of our huge propulsion and economic and just keep going down this path. The amusement park requires 3 adventure space culture perks to unlock. We do have 3 space culture adventure perks already. So what is that? That'll give us cultural exchange complex facilities provide double the benefit. So we have quite a few of those already. 10% morale in the Empire and 3 BC per pop in colony that it's built in. That's really strong. Only one of these can exist in the entire galaxy. So the first Empire to get kind of 3 adventure space culture perks and unlock this tech and build it isn't a huge advantage. There's also a new skill in the game, leader skill in the game called Curator, which will give you the ability to gain additional morale from colonies with galactic wonders in them. So I am going to go for that. We're getting a little sketchy now with the Sulak on our borders to keep pushing back on military, but I'm hoping this is a gamble that I can win. We could, yeah, maybe we'll send them a small bribe later and see if maybe that'll hold them off a little bit. The bribe strategy works a lot better against the Serics because they love money. We haven't seen them yet, but if you do run across them, giving them money gives you a lot of diplomacy bonus. Each race will react differently to different types of gifts, so just be aware of that. It's not random. It's effectively certain racial affinity types like money and like gifts, and other ones don't care. So, all right, let's go ahead and search. Let's hope we can find something good. All right, our relic is doing wonders for us. We have found our third data core artifact. So our combination of an explorer and a survey ship and that ability is working out wonderfully. And we can thank the Palatian for removing that nasty space monster for us as well. So we now have 3 of the data core artifacts. Down here, the construction data core artifact is now ours. That's plus 20%. Any empire that finds a data core artifact gets plus 20% research. We have the relics of the past evolution, which is right here. So that's giving us another plus 30% to data core artifacts research. And if you missed my overview of this earlier, we're getting an improved chance of finding data core artifacts in ruins. So you might be wondering, wow, this guy's really lucky, or the dev has rigged the game to get all these. But no, we have an increased chance to get these. So it's really good. We're still missing 3 of them. It's possible other empires have found them already. There's only 1 of these in the game for each type, so we've got half of them. That's going to become really important when we unlock our final space culture because we get great benefits for having those. Zerafus leveled up again. Let's increase command one more time so we can command a cruiser. All right, and could go for PsyOps and give him some espionage possibilities, but he's already kind of on the explorer combat path. So let's get Tactician instead and make him just a little bit faster in his ship. All right, with that done, we're going to go down here and see if we can find any more minor civilizations. Our colony ship's coming up here. We're going to send that to Bex here in a minute. And here on Nova Prime, we need just a little bit more money to hire that leader we were waiting for. Okay, and we have finished a cultural exchange complex here. We also need to figure out where we're going to build this wonder. Nova Prime's probably not the best place for it. Ideally, actually, our huge world would be the best, since we get plus 3 BC per pop there. It is the wrong gravity type, but we can fix that. And it is blockaded right now, but we can fix that problem as well. So I still think that's going to be the best place to build it. We're going to have to build some military ships right after this, so I'm not going to talk myself out of it. I'm going to go with military. We could actually build a starbase to take that out, too, with a couple of weapons. So let's get fusion beam, and let's get class 2 shields after the amusement park. All right, and we finished the cultural exchange here. We don't have any slots left. No construction slots. We need more infrastructure for that, so let's get infrastructure. Let's throw trade goods in. You may have noticed also there's something here called colony base. That means we can basically have another colonizable planet in the system. So if we go to that system, yeah, that would actually be the one with the minor civilization on it. We don't want to do that, so. All right, colony ship, keep going. We're not wiping out those miners. By the way, if we go in here and go to colonize, you can see we would be able to colonize that system. So minor civilizations are basically defenseless. Even a colony ship is enough to wipe them out, so you have to really protect them. Seth's about to leave. I don't care about him. I actually want Velith Fixer here, the witch. And Velith is going to go to, what was that system again? Booklam's one. That's the one that's really good. It's going to be kind of the hub of our empire. So we're going to put them there because they've got really good bonuses, a ton of money. That's going to be a huge money generator for us, actually. Let's see. If we go off trade goods now, what happens? We lose money. Okay. So let's do trade goods. Let's build up a little bit of income before we switch off of that. Everything else looks okay here right now. All right, let's get our third colony. This is ultra poor, if we remember, but it's plus 70% from the time dilation effect, so quite good benefits from this one. Ultra poor means that it's only 1 production per pop unit, but that doesn't affect the ability to do research and culture and everything else. So we can see right here, we're getting 11 space culture from that time dilation. So already quite good, even with 1 person here. There's also a ruin here, and you can see here on Unbridled Power, we're going to get this here in a little bit, but we're going to get extra ship support points for every controlled colony we have with ruins. So with the Nova, you're actually incentivized to not only collect data core artifacts, but to colonize systems that have ruins in them. Currently, I only have 1, but I would be inclined to try to get some of these other ones as long as there's no miners living there. This is an ultra poor system, medium size. I think it mainly comes down to, do we want some extra research in a certain area? And I think we do, probably in, what are we suffering more in, weapons or defenses? Yeah, definitely weapons, right? Yeah, definitely weapons. So let's get more weapons research. All right, our colony is here. We've got 4 colonies now. I wonder if we should try to establish any kind of trade deals. Maybe with the humans, they're pretty far away from us. They don't dislike us too much. None of these people are at war that we're aware of. Let's go here and talk to General Broderick. He's one of the natural law expansion rulers. Senate's receptive towards our government. Let's see about trade. So we would get 10 BC. We'd lose 6 at first, but we'd eventually gain 10 BC, and that can go up. It's based on the production of the weakest empire, which I'm going to guess is us. All right, they are ready to do so. Excellent. Let's go ahead. We can check the empire overview and actually see where we stack up against the other empires right now. So currently in tech, we are not last, but we're not in great shape. The Sulak are running away with the tech right now. Production-wise, we are at the bottom of the pack. We can fix that problem. Fleet, we have no fleet. We're sitting duck right now if any AI empire wants to snack on us. Hopefully they continue to avoid us. Population, we're in the running. We're not too bad off. Culture, we are far and away the highest. Not uncommon for the Nova. They are specialists in culture. They're generally the culture experts in this game, so we're in a good shape there. Overall, because culture kind of gives a lot of points towards the overall chart, that's why we're in the 2nd position right now. If it wasn't for our culture, though, we'd be quite a bit further down, so we don't want to get too safe in this position. We are last in population and production and fleet, so we have some work to do. Let's get a little bit more money built up. All right, we have met the Palatian now. So they are now on our chart, and they have eclipsed us in the overall chart. Culture-wise, we still beat them. Population, they are right up there with the Sulak. Fleet, they are the highest. You can see these big jumps here are probably when they're adding either adult space monsters or offspring to their fleet. So it makes them quite difficult to take out early, but the space monsters themselves cannot bomb colonies or do much other than blockade. They're good at fleet combat, but you can't customize them or equip them with bombs or anything, so we're safe from that. They can continue to grow out of control, though, if they spawn more offspring, and there's paths for the population to beef them up even further throughout the game. So strategic resources are very important to the population. They're probably going to go for that. We need to deny them that. Or, I mean, we could ally with them potentially, but tech-wise, they're pretty high up as well. So what do we find? We found a diamond crust here, but no minor civilizations. So let's go up to Reniaps and see what's there. We probably want to colonize this system because it's got ruins on it. They have a similar government to us, so they tend to be a little more peaceful too. They're slow to research weapons and defenses, so let's try about a trade treaty with them as well. We're not worthy yet. Okay, fair enough. We'll talk to them a little later. Our clairvoyance ability is now available. I guess, yeah, let's go ahead and use it. I mean, we will suffer a little bit of research reduction, but it's good to have full knowledge on two areas right away. So which of these do we want, I guess, is the question. If we pick something back here, it would be exclusive to us. If we pick something over here, we don't have any knowledge yet. I think I'm going to go here. Swing and a miss on that one. Nothing there. And maybe there's 3 different likely things here. Let's go. Oh, I whiffed on both of them. At least we won't spend a lot of time scanning those sectors. So nothing there, unfortunately. All right, let's keep going. We're 50 turns in at this point. I think we're in pretty good shape, actually. Our leader is going to be here in 2 turns. Money-wise, maybe we can go for our outpost ships now. Let's try to get some outpost ships out. We are suffering a little bit of money, but it's okay. There's the amusement park. Yeah, crew increased. We gained some population in 2 different areas, Nova Prime 3 and Gianna 2. We're getting infrastructure there. That's good. So we got the event, the Militia. This is one of the early game events that you can get. Pretty much all require money, which we are broke, so I could try to scrap stuff, but we'd have to scrap way too much to get anything out of that. So if you do have money sitting around, it can be a good idea to have some money sitting around for reasons like that, but I don't have any. It looks like this ruin is actually in just inside my logistics range, so I'm going to go down there and hopefully not find a space monster. Let's keep going just a little bit more here and keep unlocking stuff. All right, a leader has approached. We got Sarla Skak. Research, flat space culture, is good at building colony bases, also gives an extra space culture point per pop in the colony. Good at research, really good research leader. If I had the money, but that seems to be the story of the game so far. Let's keep going with this. It's only 4 turns to the next infrastructure. I do want to get this amusement park, but that is going to take forever right now. We need more production. We also need to get rid of this nasty space monster here, so I'm just going to keep going with that for now. Okay, we've got an outpost ship coming. Our money is now in better shape. Okay, let's keep going. Looks like the Red Empire is going over here. This is the Multar Union. They're headed that way. Let's go ahead and there's a lot of things likely here. All right, let's try it. Let's try it. Product factory finished at Bex 1. This is our ultra poor place, so we're just gonna get more infrastructure, more research points from those pops. All right, let's get these ruins before they come in. Let's see what we find. All right, not so lucky this time. No data core artifact, but that's okay. Can't always get one. This time we get some information about the Weemdes system. So let's see, where is that system? It is up here. So this is one of the Sulak systems. Actually, somewhat useful because we can see a couple of their colonies here. They've got a 2-colony system here, and a gas giant, and an asteroid belt. That's a really good system for them. All right, that's what we found in the ruins. We got another pop here. So let's switch over and get the med bay now. Actually, that's the one we want the Galactic Amusement Park on too. Just realized. Zaroff has leveled up again, so your explorer leaders can get a lot of experience just going out and exploring things before combat, which is a good thing because we're going to need it. Let's get a little more attack, and we have sharpshooter, which is 10% ship attack to leader ship or surveillance. This is a new skill introduced in the 1.4 patch that gives us a 10% chance to detect rival spy framing and an additional 5% chance of rival spy missions being detected. So when spy missions are committed against an empire, there's a chance to frame another empire for that attack, which tends to make them angry at the wrong empire for the spying. This would help us determine who's actually spying on us. It's almost always the Sulak. That's the kind of the running joke in ISG. The Sulak are notorious spy masters, and Zaroff is also a Sulak himself, interestingly enough. But we're going to go with sharpshooter here because I want him to be he's going to be our only kind of military leader here once he's done kind of with his initial exploration, which we've kind of stretched the limit other than traveling through wormholes on what we can get to right now. Let's go ahead up here to one of our systems. Maybe, yeah, we'll just go back to Nova Prime, I guess, for now. We have our support ship there. We're about to get a space culture level up, which I think is going to be a big help for us. Okay, we have our next space culture level up. Not quite there for unbridled power yet. That requires 7. I think we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So next time we'll be able to get that. So we can continue down the adventure path, which will give us some diplomacy and faster assimilation. Or we can go down this path, which helps us with asteroid exploitations. We don't have any of those right now. It would lead us down to where we can get more money. But I feel like we have a lot of ways to make money once we get our outpost ships rolling. So what I feel like we really need is faster remote exploration right now. We need to keep finding those things that are out there. Our Enlightenment ability is also available for use, so take a look at that. So this requires that you unlock 1 perk in every space culture branch, Adventure, Wealth, and Knowledge. You can see that we've done that now. So with that, it reduces the culture points required for our next space culture level up by 50%. Again, like I mentioned earlier, the Nova are exceptional at space culture. Now we also get an additional research per pop from this, but we do lose 1 production per pop for 10 turns. So it would slow us down our production a little bit to do this. However, it's 39 turns to our next space culture level up, and that is just far too long. So let's go ahead and we'll take that down to 20. Excellent. That's going to get us to our unbridled power much faster, which is really cool because while these unique abilities are great right now, I've got a thought on some other ones I might want to have, and unbridled power is going to unlock the ability for us to switch those up a bit. We got our class 2 shields finally. Man, we are losing so many research points. 42 for every, out of our 103, we lose 42 for every turn researching weapons. Not a strength of the Nova, unlike culture. But we do need weapons, so perhaps we go with, we could go with some fighter bays, possibly with fusion beams. Could go for the neutron beam, but I think I'm going to go for graviton flux after that, so let's go for that right now. Outpost ship is almost done. Here we are doing our infrastructure. All right, they are coming at us to demand 25% tribute, which is 21 per turn. No. Yeah, we have -1 for refusing to accept their demands, so not great, but it's okay. We now are up to getting some additional ship support points and increasing the crew level of ships. So if we need to build ships here at Gianna 2, we're going to be in better shape now. We do have 2 slots available, so I think we should switch gears for a second and get some of these slots going. We only have 2 population here. I don't have the cloning center, so I can't improve that. But this would give us more research, flat research. And the med bay is a little faster to build with the med bay and then the supercomputer. Our outpost ship's going to be up. Those are going to be really valuable because we have a lot of stuff we can exploit right now. We have the... which one was the best? Oh, I think this was the best one. Oh, they actually took it now. It's in their area. Hate that. Another one up here that's going to soon be in their area. I'm a little afraid to put an outpost there, though, because if I do, there's a very good chance they just wipe it out and take it. And we do all the work and they get all the benefits. So I'm going to have to forgo that, which means do we need a second outpost ship? I think we still do. We still have a gas giant here. There's still a large asteroid belt there, so I think that's still worth. We will have to get asteroid mining, but that's so quick now for us. Yeah, we'll get that after, but it's very quick. 1 turn we can get that. Let's just keep pumping into weapons research. We really need weapons research. It's just so slow for us. Okay. I think once we get fighter bays, I'm going to build some ships. We're a few turns away from that right now. But the Nova are not about early combat as much as the Sulak and Dragul are. Our strengths are not in that area. Relation would like a trade treaty now, which will give us 12 BC when it's fully generated, -7 initially. It'll also improve our relations. So let's go ahead with that. Let's keep our remote exploration going. Artisan Kiwi is going to leave. No, I think I'd rather actually buy Sarla Skak with my money if I'm going to get anything. Alright, this is where we want to build. We're going to need room for a starbase here, which is another thing I need to build. Or we could jump to Battle Station, which is stronger than a starbase. Starbase and Battle Station cost the same amount to build. If you build a starbase first and then research Battle Station later, your starbases get upgraded. So in this case, it makes the most sense for me to just skip starbase and research Battle Station, because it won't take any longer to build, and we've got enough research and construction that the difference is not that much. We're going to get rid of that monster there, and all right, so this is going to give us a little bit of tourism, some research, and some dark matter. Let's go ahead and get that first. I don't actually have asteroid mining yet, so you know, going for the asteroid belt when I don't have asteroid mining yet wouldn't be helpful. We've now met the Multar, so pro and con of extending your supply range is now new empires are aware of us. They're cautious. They dislike our utopian government. That's okay. Maybe they'll still trade with us. Nope. Okay. That's okay. Have we met everybody yet? Nope. We're still missing the Serix. I think that's it. We met everyone else. And I want to think that I thought I saw maybe their borders somewhere. Yeah, they have an outpost here. So maybe they're down tucked in here somewhere. I'm not sure if anyone's over here right now. This might be open for the taking. New Desire wants a galactic amusement park in their system. Well, that's why I put you there, because I wanted to give you a galactic amusement park. We're going to get there. We're going to get there. If you meet the desire of a leader like this, you will get bonuses. So if I meet their desire by turn 91, their opinion, they'll gain not just plus 10 opinion, but plus 20 opinion. They're also going to get the plus 2 labor while in that system, and labor gives 0.75 or 0.25 production per pop per point in labor. So that's a half a production per pop bonus. Effectively like 2 level ups of labor. So that's an extra bonus just for building something I already wanted to build there. However, if I don't build it, so I either unassign this leader from that system and assign them elsewhere, or someone else builds this wonder before I do, or I build this wonder somewhere else, any of those reasons would cause this to fail, and this leader will lose 10 opinion. Currently they're at 6 opinion, so that would put them negative. That's not good, because the leader at negative 10 opinion will threaten to defect, and I don't want to lose this good leader. So all the more reason for me to go ahead with that and build the galactic amusement park, hopefully before anybody else. All right, now the Moltar are ready on their own terms to approach us for the trade treaty, so we will go ahead with that. If you want to see how your treaties are affecting things, your trade treaties and otherwise, you can go here and you'll see on the left here that we're currently making, let's see, we're losing 9.8 from trade treaties currently. So yeah, we got minus 13 and plus 3. So because the trade treaties are pretty new, they haven't established money yet. So once we do make enough, that'll move up and we'll start seeing positive income from trade treaties instead of just a expense like we are right now. Okay, let's keep going. All right, our fighter bays are deployed, and the humans want to buy 2 dark matter from us for 52 BC per turn. So this is where I was talking about where it's useful to have these strategic resources even when we don't need them yet. I don't need them right now. They're not really doing anything for me, and apparently they would like them, so I'm more than happy to sell them and collect that money. Thank you, humans. We're not quite good enough relations with them to do any other treaties yet, unfortunately. Zarlazel is a good leader to give us money from strategic resources. Of course, we're selling 2 of them right now. Has a couple of spy skills and additional money from trade treaties, but she's a greedy leader who would cost us more on level ups and salary increases, so not something we want right now. All right, now if we look here, we can see that, let's see. Just taking a look and make sure I'm not missing anything, wasting too much time. We're on just turn 63, and usually by around turn 75 to 100 is when the military really starts picking up for a lot of the AI empires on this difficulty. I'm on severe difficulty. On severe difficulty, the AIs get pretty good bonuses. They're at very powerful level, which means they start with additional pops in their homeworld, some extra infrastructure levels in their homeworld, some extra low-level technologies, and a very favorable start. I also left the sliders as default for severe, which means they get more production and research efficiency from me. So all of that is customizable in the menu, by the way. If you don't like the idea that the AI gets certain advantages that you don't get, you can tailor those as much as you want. In large part, those are there to, especially for experienced players like myself, to give us a little more of a challenge, because the AI, while we continue to refine and improve them, and they make pretty good use of a lot of different tactics, there's just, competing with a human player is very difficult for an AI to do, to be as efficient as, especially an experienced 4X game player. So that's kind of the way they help compete and keep the game challenging for us. All right, we got a free freighter fleet from our asteroid mining, which is great because we're going to need that if we want to do production exploitation or population export, which actually could make sense to emigrate from Nova Prime and into our key system here once we get this stupid offspring out of the way. Trade treaty with these guys. I think they may be the only ones we don't have a trade treaty with yet, so it's going to, again, cost us more money, but it's worth it. Nobody views us as a threat right now because we have no military, so I think they're just kind of biding their time. Thankfully not attacking us. There is a war currently between the Moltar and the Cake, so they're not fans of each other, but that's okay. They're next door neighbors here, so as long as these guys don't turn their attention to us, we'll be all right. We're going to turn the corner on that very soon here, though, because we've got the battle station coming up. Let's see. And our outpost ship's about to be built as well. We'll get a deep core mine. There's our outpost ship, so let's see. What do we want to go for here? I think probably a large asteroid belt in Benja is probably our safest pick. Everything else would require us to travel far away or defend 2 systems. At least we'd only have to defend the 1 if we kind of put all our eggs in that basket. So let's do that. We'll get the deep core mine. Hopefully Zaxxar doesn't get a desire for the Galactic Amusement Park. It's possible for multiple leaders to get that same desire, and obviously you can't please them all. But that's okay. I mean, I could proactively send Zaxar out on some kind of spying mission. But I don't want to lose those benefits right now, so it's alright. If he gets upset with us, we'll find other ways to deal with that. There could be some other minor civilizations hiding out here. Possibly here or here. I just don't have the ships to explore right now. Dragula asking for tribute again. 44%. No. They are up here, so they'd have to come through the Sulak to get to us. Hopefully they don't decide to do that. Our battle station's almost ready. Alright, there it is. We have a galactic event here, so we can get some extra money. We can lose some morale. Potentially lose some morale for that money. We're pretty good on money right now. We could pay 250 for a full scan on 2 rival systems, or just say nothing happens. I'm just going to say nothing happens here. I don't want to take advantage of that event. Let's get our outpost going. So number 2 is the large one, which is this one. And we're going to do production over to... Can't send it here yet because it's blockaded. Send it to Nova Prime. Let's go with ship construction here. All right, can we get a battle station going? 20 turns. That money is going to help us rush that as soon as we can. So we'll do that. Remote exploration. Let's kind of knock out these last ones in the back area here. Titanium armor is kind of garbage, so let's go with tungsten armor. Get a little bit better there. Our battle station will always generate in combat with kind of our cutting edge weapons and armor and defenses, so upgrading those is good. We can see the Palatian have declared war on the Sulak, so they are, looks like Sulak are going to be tied up for a little bit, which is perfect for us. That allows us time to grow. And we're starting to build up our military just a little bit now. Get more culture. Maybe a med bay. I don't want to spend any of my money rushing that because I really want to rush this battle station as soon as I can. We're building trade goods here right now. As soon as I get tungsten armor, I think that'd be a good time to do that. Let's get the infrastructure so we can get ships that aren't, that have a little bit more experience if we build them at Nova Prime. I hate to build kind of ships with no experience there. So here's our cultural level up. We now have acquired the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 space culture perks that have allowed us to get the tier 3 space culture, which is unbridled power. This is the one we're going to go for here. So this does several things for us. It's going to allow us to change our unique abilities at any time. That's these up here, as long as they're off cooldown. Going to give us plus 10% weapon damage per data core artifact found. Right now we found 1, 2, 3 data core artifacts, so that's plus 30% weapon damage. We're also going to get plus 12 SSP in Empire for every colony with ruins. Currently that is just this one, but we are looking to colonize some more. And that will give us more ship support points. And then our capital world becomes barren and cannot be terraformed, so it's going to make our capital much weaker. But I think it's worth it for the advantages. We'll go ahead with it. There's the warning about the capital world being changed to barren. You can see that our people are not happy about that, but, you know, we also lost some pops as a result. So it does weaken us a little bit, but it is going to make us much stronger in the long run here. We could have deferred that decision if you don't want to do that right away and you're like, oh no, that's too much for right now. We could have deferred, but you can see it's 86 turns or 81 now for our next culture level up. So obviously it probably won't take that long as we grow stuff, but it still would take quite a while to get the next one. So now they want a trade treaty after threatening us several times. I mean, there's probably no harm. Empires don't really like it if you trade with their enemies, but they don't actually have any enemies, I don't think, right now, do they? No. That's fine. Yeah, we'll do it. We're almost to the point we can rush that battle station and take that out. Our tungsten armor's coming now. Unfortunately, Nova Prime is not a great place to build ships now, but we can probably build some destroyers at the very least. We have two different variants of the destroyer, just visual variants here if you want, with the kind of armored variant or the less armored variant. We'll add the armor. Fighter bays can't go on a destroyer class ship, so we can't use those. Which is actually probably a good reason to go with a cruiser instead. Let's see, which cruiser do we want? We'll go with the standard one. So we're going to put a fighter bay on here. Put some fusion beams. Fusion beam damage is not great, so we'll go long range, heavy mount. Continuous would give us some extra chance to hit. We want that. And we'll go with 3 of those. A little bit of space available. We can't fit a maneuverability level. Hull reinforcement does not add space, but it will add to the cost and how long it takes to build. I think 40 is probably enough for now. We can always refit these later. We're going to be using fighter bays range to try to do some of that damage. So we don't have a battle station here, so we can't build this yet. As soon as we get the infrastructure, we will. Our supercomputer finished. Let's just keep building. Let's get a new pop there next turn, and then we'll change that up. We need 540 more. That's going to go down each turn, so we'll be all right to rush that soon. Let's see. These things are quite fast for us. These are bonuses when you have a space station, an orbital station, or a battle station. I don't have that yet. This requires 3 wealth, space culture perks, which I don't have. Anti-grav generator. Wasn't that the problem over here? Yeah, the gravity's too high, so we need the anti-grav generator. And that requires dark matter, which we're currently selling to the Human Federation for 17 turns, but that will run out. This takes 17 turns, so that kind of works out perfectly. Alright, let's keep going. Maybe I'll rush that battle station next turn. Not quite. 85 extra. Okay. Our cultural exchange finished there. We'll let them go with the med bay. Population increased at Gianna 2, which I think we wanted to switch this up now. Possibly. We actually need building slots here, so let's go with like something like this. I could do possibly with some more outpost ships as well, but so much to build in so little time here. Alright. I'm definitely getting worried about not having a military right now, so that is something I want to fix immediately. Let's get a battle station going here. 7 turns, that's fine. At least it'll be some kind of defense if someone decides to wander in here. And then we'll rush this one, which is immediately going to take out this offspring and really free us up to be able to do some stuff with that. I can move my support ship there. I can start sending my asteroids there. So the offspring is a crystal entity offspring. It has a frostball attack, which does a lot of damage, 90 damage at close range, but it loses damage every square it travels. So at range it's not too bad. It also has a 1-turn cooldown. It has a little bit of point defense on it as well. We actually have fighter bays on this battle station. We're going to send them off. And we have heavy fusion beams, 9 of them here. So yeah, this guy's going to be completely obliterated by our battle station. Here is our little fighters here. This is a new model we added to the game. Replaced the older model for the fighters. Actually with the 1.4 patch. Alright, and that guy, now you'll notice he has a little bit more health and stuff than he did before. That's because the crystal entities have a 15% regen, so you can't whittle them down slowly. You need to overwhelm them before they regen. That's true of the offspring and the adults. So we're going to go ahead with the weapons overload. That increases our damage, so with beam weapons, it looks like they are, the heavy ones are in range, not the others, but that's okay. With beam weapons, this is going to do double the damage. And it looks like we've got the zoom kill cam coming on, so we one-shot it with that. So even a star base would have been enough for that. A battle station's probably overkill, but It was an effective way to take out that monster without having to detour too much to build early ships that I didn't want. Now we've got that cleared off. I'm going to immediately move my support ship there because that's where I really want it. I want to move my production from here. Nova Prime 3 is gonna take longer to get its battle station, but that's okay. It's not going to be the hub of my empire now that it's a barren wasteland. And the reason it's barren wasteland is representative of that relic from our past. Kind of, we're unleashing its true power now, right? We're taking full advantage of it. That's why we're getting so much of those damage boosts and everything else from those relics. All right, and we really need infrastructure here at the stage. We're just going to focus all in on infrastructure. We actually have an offspring coming into Bex now. We're nowhere near being able to build a battle station there, so we'll just let it go for now. Maybe if we get enough money, we could rush one out, but probably not worth. There's some more money to be made from tourism. How much are we making right now from tourism? 25 currently. There's definitely a lot more money to be made from tourism if we focus on that. All right, production exploitation is active over to Vuklums, so yeah, it's now the #1 production by a long shot in our colony, so that's good. And that's still with a non-ideal gravity. Once we get the anti-grav generator going, it's going to be even better. All right, galactic event. So this is a event that can happen when you have trade treaties with a lot of empires. It's a negative event, and unfortunately, one of the things with relics of the past is we suffer more negative events than normal. So that could be why this triggered on us. So we have an option to get a diplomacy benefit with the Multar and break our trade treaties with all other empires except them. So that would be basically 4 trade treaties. Or we break our agreement with them. They really dislike that, and we just make them a little bit more of an enemy with us. I'm definitely more in favor of that. They're not worth that much to me. I also know that the Multar have a evolution that can make them not be able to conduct diplomacy except for peace and war with other empires, and if they take that path, I'm going to lose the trade treaty anyway. They may not take that path, but I'd rather move forward as if they might. And we have a surrender pact. Wow. All right, so apparently the Palatian have really been beating up on the Sulak right from the get-go here, and the Sulak have now surrendered to the Palatians, so they are no longer as much of a threat to me because they now have to work for their overlord here. The overlord's going to put a lot of pressure on them. Okay. Here at Bex, let's get a... That does make them an even stronger power block here, though. This is going to be a dangerous combination for us to contest with. Now they want a tribute. No, definitely not. And they're already at war with these guys. They're probably losing that war and trying to get some money out of me to help them, and I have no interest in helping them with anything. In fact, I have a lot of interest in bombing them. Okay. As soon as I get my anti-grav generator, actually, I think I'm going to try to bomb them. There's a couple of ships going up here. I guess interested in finding out what that is up there. Okay, a legendary ship craftsman or ship support? Do I want ships faster or do I want them with more experience here? I think ship faster. Faster works for me. So now we can get the Galactic Amusement Park. That's 20 turns. We could start building some of these instead. Is that still the latest and greatest design? Yeah. I think we need to build a couple of military ships first. I'm too nervous, and I think I want to keep the slot here for the anti-grav generator anyway. Let's go with that. Yep, so Zaxxar wants the amusement park now. I'm not going to give that to them. It's definitely going to go to the Bucklums colony. So that's fine, though. The opinion there is at 18 on Zaxxar currently, so it'll only drop down to 8. That's fine. We just don't, we want to not get too close to the negative, that's all. The Sulak. Do I want to trade treaty with them? Who am I going to be attacking first? I guess is the question. Who's weak on fleet? Moltar quite weak on fleet. Sulak are a little stronger. I don't have any trade deals with Moltar, so yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll sign this. Let's keep our remote exploration going. Remember, we also want to colonize these ruins to get more ship support points. That's another goal we should have in mind. We only have 4 colonies, which is definitely going to be putting us behind here. So there's some benefit. It's a little slow to build it at some of these yet. We do have the 20% reduction, which is good, but it's still a little slow. Maybe once we get the battle station, we'll build one at Nova Prime. We could go for the outpost instead. All right, Sulak existence. Okay, they asked for a trade treaty, immediately broke it. So they're a little bit flighty anyway, so that's fine. Clairvoyance ability. Okay, so now the other part of our unbridled power that I wasn't able to show you is, in addition to the weapon damage bonus from data core artifacts and the additional ship support points, we now have the ability to change our unique ability at any time. If we click here, we can pick any of the unique abilities in the game and immediately have that one. So let's say we want to trap some fleets. You know, we could switch to the containment field. That's the Cerex ability. We could stop some spies with our investigations. We could go for the research surge and boost our strategic resources up. Completely redo the infrastructure of a colony. All kinds of things. The normal requirements are also unlocked for these, so we don't have to meet those. We could even go for obsessed builders and rush out like a Titan ship if we had the Titan technology. Speaking of which, how much would that cost us, actually? It's going to cost double. Probably a little slow. We could go for collective transcendence and get an immediate tech research. So if there's an expensive tech we think we're going to want, unfortunately I can't get both of these until 6 turns. Although maybe I go for research, rush Titans, and then assess builders and get a Titan. Although the research is really good up here because that would give us 100% research in a field, which would really help offset our weapons penalty. It's a tough decision. A Titan's really going to put us in a good spot, though, so I think we are going to go for rushing. Not yet. I'm going to rush the Titan construction after this turn. And then when this one frees up, I'm going to switch it to Obsessed Builders. We're basically going to use the 2 kayak abilities for right now to get a big military ship out. I'd also like bomb rack. Can I get bomb rack? How long does that take? 13 turns. If I rush the construction now, this is going to take... It reduces my research in other areas even more. So if I don't get the weapon I need now, it's going to be really bad. Oh, it's tough. I kind of feel like I really need to rush weapons, even though I'd really love to get a Titan out. I don't think that's a smart move. So, alright, change of plans. We'll rush Graviton Flux, so we have a better beam weapon, and then we will pick up Bomb Rack. Yep, that's going to be the strategy. Let's see, a leader. Let's get, yeah, Collective Transcendence, that's the one. Alright, they're rushing the Graviton Flux out. There it is. And let's go ahead and get Bomb Rack. That's only going to take 5 turns now, which is excellent. We're getting, instead of huge penalty, we're getting a huge boost now to this, which is fantastic. So we want to get as many weapons as we can while this is active. I think Phaser's a good one. Graviton Flux is good because it does double damage to structure, but Phaser is just generally good because you can get shield piercing and armor piercing modifiers on it. It's the only weapon in the game you can do that with. Titan Construction is going to have to wait here, but that's okay. Our battle station finished. Maybe we... No. Outpost ships take quite a while, actually. Because we're getting minus 20% from the Selmiano for the colony ship. So let's just go for the colony ship. Alright. Our Certus 1 is almost built, but we're actually going to potentially upgrade it. We can fit 1 Graviton Flux. Or 2. We do that. Or 1 heavy one. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think that's the way to go. I'm going to beef up the armor because this one's a bit... We want these to be a bit stronger. Phaser will also give us an improved PD weapon for our fighter bays. That happens automatically. You don't have to rebuild the ship after we get the Phaser, so that's quite good. And I'm going to build another cruiser design. I got to wait. Once I get the bomb rack, I'm going to build another cruiser design. All right, I'll do that. I really need to get this amusement park in here, but I just don't have time. And I need the anti-grav. And I need my dark matter back for that. Alright. Now you want to pick a different ability. I was going to do the Obsessed Builders, but maybe it makes sense to go with a different one now. Here's the Certus 1. I think it's a good idea to get our leader on that ship now. He's been riding around in that weak frigate for too long. I could get one of these and put them on a ship, possibly put a holodeck on it to give them faster XP gain. That could be a good idea. No, I don't have holodeck yet, which is down here and probably quite expensive now. Yeah, that's an idea for later. That's what I meant. Let's get a little bit of labor and yeah, more science, please. Sulak and Dragul are at war. So that makes some sense, I guess. I don't know that I could take out... I might be able to take out the offspring with this. I probably could. May wait till I get the second one. That anti-grav generator is going to be a big boost for us, though. We're suffering a lot because of that right now. There's no pop growth. 9 turns for that second Certus 2. Our anti-grav generator is now available to build. We'll get that after this. There's our bomb rack. Phasers are coming up. Let's build another cruiser design with the bomb rack on it so we can start bombing some people. In terms of weaponry, it's not as important on here. We will put some weapons on just so it has something, but it's not too important. Maybe we make it a little bit more of a PD kind of anti-missile ship. Put a couple of PD weapons on it. We're not going to worry about this. Will be the bomber one. We'll just keep it simple here. Let's actually change the design for that one. We'll make it like this one. No, wait, that's the same one. Okay. All right, so we have one ship. As soon as we get the second one on board, we're going to attack that space monster, wipe it out, and then start bombing probably the Moltar if we have the choice. Enlightenment is ready, so we could reduce our culture by 50%. I'm not as in need of culture now that we've unlocked all our evolutions, so I'm going to change this ability. Could get some money. This will give us military ship construction and reduce civilian ship construction speed. We're kind of doing both right now. We don't need to terraform anything. We don't need to colonize anything. It's pop growth and ground combat. It's morale and diplomacy. I think this reduces construction rush costs. We actually have quite a bit of money right now. I think it probably still makes sense to use obsessed builders. And maybe rush this? Maybe rush the colony ship so that we can change that up? Or we rush a colony ship here, actually? So it's going to take forever for that one to produce one. And what are we going to colonize, though? We want to colonize this barren planet and this acid planet. So for that, we need to have barren and acid. We can get barren super fast. We'll just change the order up. I'm going to rush this out. We'll get that colony ship in one turn now. And we still have our other colony ship coming, so that's okay. I can probably rush this now because the cost is reduced. Normally it would cost 1856, it's only going to cost us 464 right now. And that's because we're getting a 25% of the normal cost is all it costs to rush these. So I actually like to rush this first. Means I can't rush that, but this is going to increase my production enough that it's worth it. There's the barren colonization. Our anti-grav is in effect now, so we're doing better on production now than we were. Got a fair amount here. We're getting closer. If we had deep core mine, it'd be better. I just can't support that yet. Maybe a support ship. Let's build a support ship at Gianna. I actually wouldn't mind a battle station here, but yeah, let's get a battle station because I want to defend this one because it's got the miner sub living nearby. Yeah, okay, we're good. No Galactic Council yet. We have not met the Serix yet. Still have an outpost down here, so there's still signs of them being down here, and I can start to see their border come in here. So they are spreading a little bit over there. Just haven't had range on them yet. Okay, here's our barren planet. Main reason we wanted this is because the ruins, because we're getting an additional 12 ship support points from this. Colony itself is, not as important probably. We can eventually try to terraform. Barren planets are pretty hard to terraform, but might eventually be able to do it. Let's get a robotic factory up. And we can get a little bit of research. It's not going to be a lot here. We only can get 5 things here, so we'll just try to get all the planetary engineering ones. We finished the supercomputer up here, so we're getting a nice amount of research now. What do we want at Bex? This place is currently blockaded by a monster. It's going to take a long time to get infrastructure, though. Could just go for trade goods. Let's see, support ship. That's actually not too expensive right now to build a support ship. I probably should rush 344 for a colony ship. It's quite good. Let's get that. Let's get, is it acid colonization we needed? Alright, we're going to go for the acid colonization here. I know I keep changing the plans, and I'm not taking the best advantage probably of the weapon bonus, but we still have 11 turns with that, so that's okay. I just need to get these planets colonized. We should also be taking advantage of this big reduction to buy rush costs, so 1290. I'm going to send that over to Vuklum's actually, just try to continue to buff that up. We do have the Moltar coming in with a Stellar Flare ship. It probably doesn't have any bombs or anything on it. It's kind of an early ship that you can find in ruins and stuff, so. But the fact that they're entering my territory means that we're probably making a good decision to start building up ships. I actually want to move this leader onto the Certus 2 because that's the upgraded version. Because he's at the same system with it, it'll only take him 0 turns, basically instant. If he was at a different system, it would take twice as long. I'm going to send both in to defeat this offspring. And we will let them build another one here. I might rush it if I continue to make money at the rate I'm making it. Sulak want to give me some money. I'll gladly take it. Another infrastructure upgrade. This is Gianna 2. So maybe we got 4, so that'd be plus 8 production. Times 5 infrastructure, that's worth it. Just building trade goods. Unfortunately, our old capital is not a very good place anymore for things. But that's okay, it served its purpose. We could build another colony ship possibly there. We'll go ahead with that. Alright, acid colonization. We are going to colonize here. Let's go ahead and colonize. No, we don't want to colonize Nova Prime. We want to go up to Nice. We found another source of dark matter here. It would be good to get an outpost ship on. And the Stellar Flare is kind of just sitting here. That's fine. Yeah, he's just exploring, I guess. Alright, let's go after the space monster. This one should be quite easy for us. There we go. Dead. It's an offspring, so not a big deal. Okay. Let's see. Zeref has leveled up. We're really good on ship support points due to our abilities, so we're going to just give him Tactician. Let's take a look at the rankings here and see how we're doing. Tech, we're middle of the pack. Production, we are somewhat in the middle. Fleet strength, we're not at the bottom at least. Although actually we are at the bottom because we don't know what the Syrinx have. Population, somewhere in the middle. Culture, we're still on top. Overall, we are second currently. Alright, we are building the Certus 2. We need to get more colonies equipped to do combat here, and we'll get another one of those. Let's actually get a bomber as well. Let's move this back down here. We're moving so slow through these nebula. Not much I can do about that though. Try to go around it. Let's go around it. We have ruins to explore here. Where's my explorer dude? Where's my survey ship and explorer? No, he's actually on that ship now. Alright, we'll send my survey ship here. We'll just colonize for now. That'll leave the ruins there. If there's a minor civ here, you know, I guess we'll destroy it. It's fine. Yep, there was a minor civilization here. That was my fault. I should have waited for my survey ship. Unfortunately, I wiped them out. So I apologize to those of you watching that don't get to see another miner civ, but I got too greedy for this system and the ruins that are here. It actually would have been a tough decision, I guess, probably either way, but anyway, we'll move on. If you're wondering why we didn't see any more miner civs yet, that's probably one of the reasons. I just wiped one of them out. Let's go ahead and get some more. I really like weapons research because we're so bad at it. Finish those areas off. Just waiting for my combat-ready ships to be good to attack with here. Okay, we're going to send that down there, and this one takes 2 turns as well. Send all them down there to fight that. Our bomber is... can't rush anything yet. I think we're going to need a couple of bombers so we can just surprise them and just kind of unload bombs on the Moltar, wipe them out. We'll gain some goodies in the process. Maybe push them for a surrender pact. There is my survey ship there. Yes, okay. Let's see if we can find another data core artifact. Fingers crossed here. Nope, not this time. We get some information on another sector instead. So we have a robot factory here. Let's get some infrastructure going. Let's see. Here at Gianna, we finished our deep core mine. We're out of slots, so... let's see. Robotic factory is giving us how much? 25. Would we rather have one of these other things? Not really yet. I'm just going to put it all into planetary engineering and population growth for now. We had a pop growth here. We could rush this, but I don't want to rush that. It's only going to take 2 turns. One of our leaders would like a defense fleet here now, look like. Yeah, he wants a cruiser stationed for at least 5 turns by turn 137. We're on turn 107, so that should be no problem. We'll go ahead and build a cruiser here after those 2. Alright, this is the adult, so we can't play around with this one as much, but it's a little risky to advance on it because it does do more damage with those bombs from close range, but it's okay. We'll send all our fighters after it. Just blast it a little bit. Let them do their thing. They should be in range to attack next turn. Let's see, our fusion beams are doing... they're getting additional almost 3 damage each from unbridled power, so maybe we overload, blast. Looks like we're going to be able to get through his armor. Graviton Flux did a lot of damage because it does double damage. Oh yeah, he's dead. Nice. He did do a lot of damage to my ship though. Took out all my armor. So you do want to overwhelm them if you can. Let's see. Sabotage at Fear 1 belonged to the Dragul. We were framed for it, so Sulak probably framed us. Humans would like a mining treaty. They live way over there. Mining treaties are pretty good because you'll get flat production. Both your empires will over time, similar to the trade treaty. It does allow them to build outposts in my territory, but I don't think they're going to do that. So I think we both will just get the benefits of the mining treaty. We got a pop increase here. Another leader is approached. We're just going to bypass that for the moment. Let's see here. So we've taken out the space monster. That was a threat. I think we're just ready kind of to get ready for our attack here. I don't want to wait that long for Titan construction. I really need more speed. Fusion drive is 3 parsecs a turn, and mag drive is 4. So let's go for that. The Moltar can start expanding very quickly if you don't watch out. That's one of their specialties, and I don't want to be the victim of that. All right, we have discovered the Serics, and the Moltar are at war with the humans. So there's the Serics down there. Looks like they are a little trapped. Yep, they're not doing too good this game, which is good for us. They're behind in a few categories right now. I see here that the population, big drop off on the Sulaks. They must have lost a colony. It looks also like maybe the Dragul have a big increase here that just happened. Looks like it just on this last turn. So yeah, actually right here we can see their capital actually taken. Despite them kind of being allied with the Palatian, the Dragul are not taking any prisoners here. They just went ahead and took the capital of the Sulak. The Serics are over here. We could try to get a trade treaty with them. They generally like trade treaties because they have a attribute to their race that gives them more of an advantage in trade treaties. But all right, we have a council vote. We're actually up for the vote because we have 68 votes. That's because of 25 from Pops, 30 from our artifacts, 6 for the strategic resources we have, and 5 from the minor civilization, and 2 from the ambassadors. We can find out a little bit more about the other empires now and how many minor civilizations they have, things like that, if we go over this. Dragul have 31 Pops and 4 strategic resources, 19 Pops and 2 strategic resources for the humans, 17 and 2 for the Sulak, 35 for the Moltar, 19, the Serics do have a minor civilization and 2 strategic resources. Palatian have 38 Pops and 2 strategic resources, and the K Collective have 27 Pops and 2 strategic resources. The only minors so far at play are the one the Serics have and the one we have, at least ones that are exclusive. It's possible they know about others that they have not gotten exclusive access to yet. Palatian do like us. If we vote for them, we can get a little bit more good favor with them. They're not going to win regardless. It would be a little weird for them from the vote for them when we're up for the vote. So, and the Human Federation did vote for us as well. So we'll vote for ourselves here. It is a strategy though to vote for somebody rather than abstain if you think that you just want to improve relations with them. Okay, our first bomber is almost there. 2 bombers would be ideal for a kind of potent sneak attack, I would say, on the Moltar. I don't want to wait too long, but working on that mag drive. Sort by production here. Dragul and Sulak are peace, so they did finally accept peace, but not before they took a big loss. We see the big jump in population for the Dragul, and their fleet strength is pretty good. The Palatian are still ahead, but that can change quickly. One space monster getting killed for the Palatian can really just make their fleet strength go down dramatically. All right, this is that barren world we don't care too much about. We'll go for the Cultural Exchange Center, just kind of get that going. What was that? There was a war between humans and Moltar. Okay. Was that the one? No, I think it was this war was the one that just broke out. Palatian and Cake, so interesting. Robotic factory finished here. Get some infrastructure. Let's get some more research. All right, our bomber finished, so I'm going to send our bomber down to Benja. Let's level up our leader and get a little bit more labor because I want to push stuff out faster. Let's get even more morale. Yes, yes, yes. 50% morale. Excellent. Our benefit of this is going to run out. Is there? How close are we to being able to rush? 367. I don't see a good way to rush that, unfortunately. All right, we had a spy mission against us. We think it was the K Collective, but we're not sure. Someone stole fusion beams from us. We think it was them, but we're not 100% sure. If we had the surveillance skill or some other anti-spy technologies, we might have a better chance of detecting that, but we'll just have to go with our gut on that one. Whether or not they did doesn't matter too much to us. We're going to go after the Moltar here. Okay. This is Gianna 2. This is really a decent system for building ships. We don't have a battle station, so we cannot build what I'd ideally like to build here. Maybe we scrap the robotic factory. It's giving us almost nothing here now. Oops. And put a battle station in. And once the battle station's in, I think we can start building ships here. We need another place besides Voklums that can build ships, because we're going to be really restricted in that way. So let's go down to Ashbury here. I think we'll just hit this and maybe zoom up that way. No, I'm not interested. You broke a trade treaty with me already. Let's go with that. We'll just keep them going. Colonization event on Reniaps 1. So we have a chance to... This is a negative event we have to deal with. Again, we do have the relic from the past with those increased negative events, so we just need to figure out what to do. It's not entirely negative. We could spend 500 here to get additional planetary engineering. I'm not sure I want to do that, though. I'm just going to spend the 150. They want to buy some dark matter from us. I think we need... How much dark matter do we need for our anti-grav generator? We just need one. So we could sell one. It's fine. Okay. So we're about ready to attack here. We have another ship. Whoop, that was not what I wanted to do. We have another cruiser coming out. Hopefully no one backstabs us and while we take the Moltar and attack them down here. We have another colony ship coming out as well. Just finished. We could take Voxum 1, which is Diamond Crust, which gives us some trade treaty revenue. There was a system that had unique biota. I think a couple of them actually. This one? Yeah, that would be a good one. A Terran one. Also has ruins on it, which is good for us. Can't go there directly, so I'll go up here first. Space culture level up. We're done with our evolution tree at this point, so we can kind of continue branching out in these. I think for this at this scenario, we're going to want to just increase remote exploration speed. We're going to leave this here to try to meet the desire of this leader. You may remember that earlier has a desire for a defense fleet of a cruiser, Certus 2 cruiser, which I have, or equivalent. Stationed for 5 turns by turn 137. We're at 119, so we should be able to do that. There's even a bonus if we do it faster, which we should be able to pick up here. Alright, Space Amoeba is Offspring is actually attacking us. This is going to be super easy, so I'm just going to auto-combat this. There we go. Dead. Alright, so now, I guess that was stationed here, we didn't even realize. So Ashbury 2, I think we just bomb that, and then we'll take the asteroid belt for our own purposes, and then we'll just continue bombing. Yep, we're going to declare war, and we'll just drop all the bombs. And that colony's destroyed. There you go, it's down to just an outpost now. Zerov would like a raise. Leveled up again, so he's leveled up at least 5 times, so he would like a raise now. That's when you have to give them a more substantial increase. But he's earned it. He's doing a good job. Definitely paying for himself here. He gets another +2 from his level up. That's fine. Let's build up his attack a little bit more. And maybe we go into Advanced Explorer now. If he can get up to Expert, we can start searching those ruins we already have. Searched once, we can search them a second time. Give us another chance at data core artifacts. Let's see. What is he making per turn right now? 26 BC? That's not too much for our budget, so we're fine. I don't want to leave everything here to... I don't want to waste my time leaving all my whole fleet here to bomb, to basically take that last asteroid belt, so I'm going to move the rest of this here. I think I can handle what he's got without any more. I have sensor range. I don't see any ships at all for the Moltar in this area. It's possible they could fly some in, but that'll probably take them a minute. Alright, so Sophiella has no defenses, so we're going to bomb this too. We took out a robotic factory, some infrastructure, a cloning facility. And we're going to take this asteroid belt. You can see their border is going to go down because we've reduced the influence on it. We can now exploit this for what we want, which, you know, production probably be ideal. I'd have to build freighters for that, though. Humans are at peace with them, but that's not a big deal because now they're going to have to deal with me. There's another ruin here, another ruin here. A lot of stuff to explore down here, but we're in a war mode right now. It's possible I could bring my survey ship down there and start exploring those, even without an explorer leader. Go ahead and do that. We probably would like another colony ship at some point. So many things I want to build. Let's see. Yeah, the outpost ships are just not... The colony ships are just better for us with the Selmiano advantage from that minor civ that we unlocked earlier in the game, located here. It's just so much better for us to go with colony ships. Alright, those guys are wiped out. Let's see. What do we want here? I don't have any asteroid exploitation, so I'm just going to take the short-term population growth bonus. Alright, we have pushed them back a bit here. We're going to push them back a bit more. They have a destroyer and a colony ship there, that's fine. It seems like they were pretty ill-prepared to deal with us, so that's good for us. It's 2 turns for these guys, 2 for this one, they'll meet at the same time. We've still got our thing here, so we're probably getting closer to meeting that demand. Yep, 1 more turn, we'll have the demand met. We're building another one. We've still got tons of... Yeah, I would like to get the infrastructure up here at some point, but maybe not yet. Maybe when the population gets a little bit higher and it's a little faster to do. We still need military ships. Gianna 2 has got the battle station coming. Our unique abilities will actually be off cooldown soon, so we can decide if we want to stick with those or swap them out again for possibly another benefit. No, we don't want to colonize that. We want to colonize potentially one of these down here. Maybe for now we just go to this one and get the diamond crust. Oh, there was also this one over here. It's in a Not ideal position. There's an icy one over here. Let's go for the icy one. We have visited that, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's get icy colonization. It does cost 2 times more, but it's still only 1 turn because it's such a low-level tech for us at this point. All right, the defense desire was met, so we now got +4 to their warfare score, and also another 5% morale in the colony, which is excellent because we already were getting some pretty good morale there. We're up to 55 morale now, which is giving us currently 600 production. We're getting, well, 600 total production, 200 extra from the morale. We're getting 196 from our support ship as well. But actually would be good to build another support ship here and increase that benefit even more. I think we'll go ahead with that actually. Seems like a wise idea. We're just going to keep pushing the offense against this guy. It looks like he's moving out of position, maybe trying to counter-strike, but he's moved a few ships in. He's got 1 cruiser against my 5 cruisers. That's not going to go so well for him. I'm going to move forward. We'll launch our fighters. Launch an initial salvo. This one doesn't actually have fighters on it. That's the bomber. They have some weapons, but the bombers are not really meant for... Probably should leave them a little further back. This guy's pretty far away, so I'm going to do a engine overload to double my range. Get a bit closer. Launch my fighters. They are doing some damage now. I think I got my phasers at some point, so the fighters are probably upgraded to be using phasers now, which is really going to make them a lot stronger. Alright, yeah, I think this guy is about to be wiped out. Let's see. Let's do it with one of the bombers, I guess. There we go. Excellent. And drop. Infrastructure cloning and robotic factory, alright. If I keep doing this to them long enough, it's possible they'll surrender to me and I can just get all their benefits kind of without having to deal with them much at all anymore, which would be kind of an ideal scenario for me. We'll build that support ship, and then we will get maybe another one of those Certus 2s at this point. We actually do have the ability to upgrade this a little bit. We've miniaturized a little bit more. But I'm going to hold off on that for now. My objective, I think, for this stream is going to be to try to take out the Moltar. I think that's probably going to be a good stopping point for us here. Let me see if I can get them to surrender or possibly defeat them. So you can kind of see the power level here. I'm getting 6 extra damage from unbridled power here. So normally this weapon's 17 to 29, and I'm getting an additional 30% from that. That's pretty substantial to be able to get that across all your weapon types. Most of the time you have to sacrifice or only get the benefit to one weapon type. I can make pretty good use of any weapons with those benefits from unbridled power. And of course the ability to change my unique abilities also really allowed me to push, whereas the Nova are not usually in a position to be able to push an offense that quickly. And I could even switch to Warrior Code potentially on this next one and get ships out a lot faster and improve my ground combat strength. I'm not doing ground combat currently, I'm just bombing everybody, but speaking of which, if I don't find an asteroid belt, I am going to need logistics or he's going to start dropping out of my range, so perhaps we get enhanced logistics after Titan construction. Alright, I think the battle station just finished up here. Yes, we have battle stations in 3 places now. Here at Bex, let's go for infrastructure. I would like to get battle stations everywhere. These really small colonies just are not they're way too slow. I'd have to rush and probably spend, yeah, it's going to cost like 4,000 BC at regular price, so I don't really want to rush that in a colony that's not that important. But eventually I would like to get those everywhere. All right. There goes another colony for there. Wiped out. So he is still expanding his borders from this place because it's apparently got quite a bit of production there. I think I'm going to go back and wipe this one out. I don't want him to start moving in on me from behind. I'm just going to turn on auto exploration at this point. I don't care too much where the remote exploration is now. You do have options for balanced, shallow, or deep here. So shallow would be, you know, only do initial scans everywhere and then more advanced ones and so on and so forth. You can do deep, which will just basically drill in on a couple, or you can do balanced, which is the default pattern. I'm fine with balanced for now. Archibald Pike's going to leave. He is a xenophobic leader that only works for humans and Nova. He's actually quite good, as you can see. He's very high stats, level 16. I don't want to lose him, and I have the money. So he is fickle, so he loses opinion quicker. He's not that impressed by my stuff, but I'm going to put him at Gianna, which is back here, as part of the defense fleet, while Zeroff leads the attack fleet. I think it's the best bet. Another bomber would be helpful because that would help me accelerate how quickly I'm blowing up these planets. All right, colonization is possible. This will give us extra research, 1 extra research per pop in our empire. We've got 29 pops currently, so that's a pretty good boost. All right, we got that. We should be seeing that up here. Yep, 40 from Planet Specials. We're also getting, you can see the plus 50% construction research from the data core artifact here, because we're researching construction project currently. All the breakdowns are there if you're wondering, you know, what those advantages are doing for you. We'll go with our standard robotic factory here. It's kind of the default initial building for me. This is an ultra-rich planet, so while the biome is not ideal, still really good planet for shipbuilding, I think. I'm going to go for some aerospace engineering. I think we're, you know, our military is getting better. We got plenty of ship support points to spare right now. Blow up another planet. Another colony destroyed, so I'm just going to keep going down that path. It's going to take too long now, so we'll switch over to habitat control. For some of these newer colonies, actually, I could just go with a governor here, kind of with a production focus. If I use the AI governor, it'll kind of manage these for me. And since I'm more focused on other stuff right now, habitat's another one, but I don't have much to improve habitability, so I'll just go with production. That's a pretty universally good one. Bex, this one, I'll probably manage these 4 for now. That's probably good. They're the most important ones. He's got another colony ship here. He's getting free colony ships like crazy. And that is one of the advantages of the Moltar. Every time they get a, with the evolution, every time they get a technological breakthrough, they can get a colony ship. So he just keeps colonizing. He's unable to defend them, though, which is a weakness he's got right now. So I'm going to keep exploiting that and keep blowing him up. Keep pushing him back. There's the Titan construction. We can actually push a Titan out here shortly with Obsessed Builders, so I think we'll probably do that. Which unique ability do we want? I think Warrior Code is what we want. That's crew experience, it's military ship construction, it's ground combat, it's morale for every ongoing war. Yeah, that's the one. I'd like the morale and the construction speed, please. Bomber, I'm gonna send that down here to take this. Looks like he's taken a black hole. They want to end the war. I bet they do. Nope. If you want to surrender, you come back and we'll talk about it. Certus 2. Let's see. In a few turns, I'll design a Titan once we have obsessed builders available again. We have a Palatian monster here at Ukoth. Maybe they're looking to do the same thing I'm doing. I'm just going to take that out. Destroyed. Okay, let's see. Bex is going there. Gianna 2. I don't have too much I could scrap. I never built that wonder either. Early on, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna get the Galactic amusement park here," but this became my my place of building all my military ships, so I just couldn't do it. You know, maybe I could rush that, but I'd really like to show you all a Titan. Human have surrendered to the Palatian. So we've got a couple of surrender packs in effect right now. The Sulak are surrendered to the Palatian, and the humans have surrendered to the Palatian. So the Palatian now have 2 different subject empires under their control. So very powerful. You know, granted, the Sulak are not that strong, and the humans are not that strong, but still having 2 is very good. So the Sulak are now, it looks like they do want to surrender. So when you get a surrender pact, that's a 40-turn unbreakable treaty. The subject has to pay me 20% of their income, research, culture, and ship support points. They also will provide 1 of every strategic resource they have. They allow me to use their logistics and supply range, which is really going to let me reach far away from where I am now, given their position. I can coordinate with them. I also can obtain a conquest or alliance victory without defeating subjects. And they must vote for me in the Galactic Council. So while I could keep destroying them, it's actually, if I'm just going to bomb them anyway, I'm better off getting advantages from basically having them around. So I will accept their surrender. And we now have them surrendered to us. We can see here under the surrender pact, this is what they're giving us as our subject empire. We're getting 53 BC a turn, 62 RP, research points, 57 space culture, and 6 ship support points. Unfortunately, they don't have any strategic resources to give us, but it's okay. It looks like they also maybe have, let's see. Oh, they don't have any knowledge. Okay, I know of an unsurveyed at Naish. Where is that? Oh, that's the one that was destroyed. Okay. So I have the ability to survey the minor civilization I destroyed earlier on. If you want to find out who it is, you know, you can do that. It's, you know, there's no real benefit from that minor civilization since they're destroyed now, but you know, it was a militaristic one. If you want to know maybe which one's out of the game and which one other empires aren't going to be getting, you may still want to survey it, but the option's there. Says we know about antimatter now. So more bombs, yes, that's what I'm doing this game. All right, so we accomplished our first objective, which was to get a surrender pact from the Moltar. Perhaps we try to get the Sulak to surrender to us next. We have a lot of logistics range now, I believe, or we will next turn when we receive the benefits from our surrender pact. So let's actually just end turn and see how far we can reach. Yeah, we can reach it into the Cake territory now. They're at war with the humans. So I think the Palatian power block is kind of just too strong. The Moltar are also at war with the Dragul, but you know, that's okay. They're not gonna have to worry about them really. How quickly can I get up here? 3 turns to get here. Let's move that there. Unfortunately, my bomber is gonna be out of position now, but that's okay. I was anticipating the war maybe going a little longer with the Moltar, but I do understand why they gave up. They were in a very bad position, losing planets and really no military to speak of. And I've just got a ton of ship support points right now, so all I need is the output to actually build the ships. All right, Med Bay, Deep Core Mine is currently 12 turns to build that. Could rush it out, but I don't want to do that. 1 turn away from getting a Titan, basically, so I think we're going to do that. We'll rush a Titan and take a Titan in and see how that has us kind of fare against the opponent. All right, we've got another bomber here. We'll send that there. Our Obsessed Builders is ready. We could swap that for a different ability. I'm going to leave it as Obsessed Builders because I want to get a Titan. Let's go ahead and design one. Here is the Nova Vita Titan. Very steampunk aesthetic, like a lot of these. It comes with a Titan ability, which is the hull transfer. It sacrifices some of its hull to restore the hull of all nearby friendly ships. So effectively, you give a little bit of its health away, especially if you had automated repair bots, which I don't have, because it can repair a lot of that damage right away. And that would give you a way to repair your nearby ships while also keeping your Titan alive. So it's a good survivability one, but you know, we can't take advantage of it. Now, the total cost is not going to matter on the ship because we're going to rush it out instantly for free with Obsessed Builders, so I'm just going to buff it up as much as I can. We're going to go with phasers. Unfortunately, I don't have enough miniaturization to equip shield piercing and armor piercing, so that might mean that actually graviton flux beams are better. Possibly with continuous so we don't miss. We could just stack like a ton of these and, you know, one-shot most things, but I do think we want some point defense. If we have missiles coming in, that could be damaging to us. Maybe something like this is good. It's still quite a bit of damage output. We're getting, what, plus 66 damage from the unbridled power and plus 24 to the point defense from unbridled power. We cannot increase maneuverability level. That's very expensive on these. We can't equip a bomb rack unless we lose 2 weapons. Might be good to have this ability to bomb, though. Okay, we'll go with that. Unfortunately, we still have like really old shields, but I think it's good enough. It's, you know, got quite a bit of health, and most it's going to give us a big bump on the fleet list as well. Now, where do I want to produce that? Somewhere that's got I think it's just about equal to produce it here or the other, or Voklums, because I'm going to rush it anyway. And I'd kind of actually rather not rush at the other one yet. 0 BC, yes, I will take a 0 BC Titan right now. Alright, and once this bomber's done, we're going to switch that up. We'll send our Titan in with our bombers. We're going to obliterate, hopefully, the Sulak's last colony, wipe them out of the game, stop them from giving any more bonuses to those Palatians. Let's do a quick ruin exploration here. All right, and we found another data core artifact. Excellent. So that is our 4th data core artifact, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, we found 4 now. While I'm not that big on planetary engineering right now, that is going to give us yet another 10% weapon damage. So we're now up to plus 40% weapon damage from having those. So really, really helps the Nova become a what they normally aren't, which is a military powerhouse. Can he actually? Can he command a Titan? No, he's only up to cruiser level, unfortunately. I don't have anyone high enough in command to command a Titan, but that's okay. We can still bring it into battle with us. We're going to bring all that there. We're going to let this guy finish his bomber and then switch to possibly scrap something and build the Wonder. No one else has really rushed us to Wonders, so we're in good shape there. There's the other bomber. We'll move it on over. We are 2 turns from there and 2 from here, so everything will meet up at the same time. which is how I usually like to coordinate my attacks like that. What do we want to get? What's going to give us an advantage right now in our war? Is there anything? The ultrawave scanner could help. Targeting algorithm is probably the best one because that's just extra ship attack. We don't have to equip it to anything. We just get it. There is the bombs, the beam accelerators. That would give us 10% more beam damage. It's going to take 13 turns, though. Yeah, we'll just go for the targeting algorithms. That's fine. Okay, we are almost, I think, ready to attack. We're just waiting for our ships to get in position. They broke our trade treaty. That's fine. They want a trade treaty, which is worth how much? 48. That's not too good now. I mean, they're alive down there, but they're not doing so great at the moment. Our bombers are almost there. We have no bombers there. We have 2 there. So 1 more turn. And let's go ahead here at Boklums. Let's get rid of the robotic factory. Yeah, we only lost 50 for that. And let's build the galactic. Oops. No, the galactic amusement park. Let's go ahead and rush it just so you can see what the amusement park looks like and the wonder looks like. We got a discount on rushing, so why not? Alright, so we had a Zaxxar's Wonder Desire failed, and Vela Fixer's is successful. That's because they both wanted that wonder, so you can see here Desire not met, -10 opinion, but still at 19, so that's fine. Here, the Desire was met, which is +10 opinion and +2 labor. So we also met their earlier Desire for defense, so they're at 49 opinion now, really high. They did develop a greedy trait, but that's fine. Really good ambassador leader. That was a very good one from us from that early minor civilization we found, which has made us very strong throughout this game, I'd say. Here's the announcement about the Galactic Amusement Park Wonder. So it was built over in this system. It's sitting back here. You can see the amusement park. Everybody's having a good time there. That's giving 10% morale to our entire empire, including here. You can see that under 10 from Galactic Wonders there. We are suffering a little bit of a morale penalty from bureaucracy here because our population is so large, but you know, we're way more than over compensating for that with what we have, and it's really only population 15 right now that's getting a penalty. Populations 1 through 14 are getting no penalty, so that's, you know, very minimal. We're also getting a whole bunch of money now, 3 BC per pop from that, so a total of 9 from all these colonists. You know, our cultural exchange complexes are giving double, so we're getting 183 from buildings now. So really good wonder. If we look at the chart here, you could see also that the wonder is here. You know, any galactic wonders that are built will show up on the chart, so you can see as long as you're aware they were built. All right, let's go for Weemdes. Everybody's going in. By the way, let's take a look at our strength right now. Tech, we are in 4th place, although not too far behind the Drago. We are production is middle of the pack here. Fleet strength is, we're right in 2nd place. We're behind the population, but it's mostly space monsters for them. Population, we are in the middle of the road. Culture, we are still leading, and overall we are in 2nd behind the Moltar, actually, and Moltar is mostly getting it from probably culture and tech. They are our subject, so that's fine. They're not really going to pose a risk to us. All right, they've made peace, so let's keep going. Hopefully we'll wipe out the Sulak here. All right, which colony do we want to go for? Probably the one that's going to have the biggest impact, just to bombard immediately. We have Weemdes 1. They got 15 pops here. We have 12 bombs. Wiped out 6 of them right now, so that's a huge blast on them. We have the, let's see, we're up for the vote with 90 votes. We have 5 from Wonders, so we're getting votes from the Wonders. We're getting votes from our strategic resources, 40 from our artifacts, 5 from minor civilizations, 2 from our ambassadors. Let's see, who else has minor civilizations currently? Did anybody find any since last time? Sarek still have 1, Palatian have 1, and they have an ambassador leader. Apparently they have access to 2 minor civilizations, or possibly 2 ambassador leaders. They're up against us. Let's see who votes. Their subjects are obviously going to vote for them. Our subjects are going to vote for us. We need 226 to win. I can only get to 154, so we're not going to be able to win by election victory this time. However, the Sulak are very close to being wiped out now. They can't surrender to me, unfortunately, because they've already surrendered to the... we could build another Titan. We've got, actually, Titans do take a lot of... They take 12 ship support points, but we have a lot. And we might be able to actually rush another one, so we'll go ahead and build another one there. Here... How long would it take here? 30 turns. Let's just build more cruisers here. I really want to use all those ship support points we have up. He's moving a little bit of a fleet in, but I don't think he has a chance, to be honest. Yeah, there goes that colony, dead. That was his biggest colony. So he's losing ship support points. Yeah, he's got nothing. These are all civilian ships. Dragul are trying to get in on the action now. It's a little late for them. I'm already dealing with the problem. Alright, if we take out this last planet here. Alright, and the Sulak are vanquished. So, at this point, you can see our empire is not big, but it is devastating, and we have a subject here. So this whole really corner of the map is largely our territory. We are currently in 2nd place overall. Really just below the Moltar, and really just because of their tech being a bit higher than ours. Fleet strength, we're 3rd, although I think we're going to be able to increase that here with this Titan in a minute. I'll see if I can get to 1st place here in just a few minutes, possibly. How strong are the Dragul? I don't have any... I'm not sure how strong they are. They don't look like they've got that much to worry about. Their individual ships are very strong, but I don't think they are doing that great this game. I'm going to actually wipe them out, too. I think if I strike now, possibly. Okay, they're moving ships in. So we'll have an option before we attack to see what they got. These are all assault ships, though. They're looking to invade people, but... destroyer, cruiser, destroyer, 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 cruiser, cruiser, battleship. Yeah, maybe they're a little stronger than I thought. We will not... I don't think I want to attack them here. Battleship, cruiser, destroyer. I mean, they will lose a lot of ship support points because I can do a heavy bombing. And if they come in spurts, let's do it. Why not? They do have a leader. That's okay. And what is this? This is just a star base, so not a big deal. I do have a Titan, so we're going to send... Let's see. Class 3... I wonder which is better. Probably the battleship, actually, is probably more of a threat. I don't know what weaponry he's got, but I'm going to focus most of my fighters on the... These are all the bombers. Maybe he's got neutronium coating, too, so he's taking less damage from beams on that one. Thankfully, I don't think these other ones have it. Our damage bonus is also going to help us out there against that. We can get another. Did I move everything? I think I moved everything. Except for this guy, maybe? He can't attack. Alright. He can do a minor attack. Okay, I think that's good for round 1. Our fighters are all en route to deal with that battleship, except for one that I sent after the starbase. Alright, we missed there. Ooh, that's the problem we're going to face, actually. Their ship defense is probably quite high, 180. My ship attack is 149. On most of these ships, a couple of them are a bit higher. But the Dragul are such experienced pilots that they definitely take a lot less... They're very good at dodging attacks. Ooh. Miss. Thankfully, the fighters are going to have better accuracy, so they should be able to deal with that for the most part. I do have my hull transfer ability if I need it to try to keep my other guys alive. I've got my PD phaser. Yep, this is coming in. That ship's taking damage. Okay, one's down, one's down. It's alright. Don't panic, don't panic. It's alright. We gotta get through the shield. The problem is I'm gonna be hitting different sides of the shield. I can't take them all down at once. I could try to overheat him, possibly. By doing enough damage to a shield. That raised his heat level up. It's a different strategy. I only have 25% of chance to hit him. Because of his experience level. Went for that one. I had a higher chance to hit it. I hate to whiff on my whole attack. This guy has got probably my best attack. So I think we overload here and get an attack off. Hopefully my Titan can do some work here. He's got a lot of weaponry on it. I don't remember if I got those targeting algorithms before this either. Ow. Okay, the fighters are tearing into him a bit, so that's good. How are we looking here? This ship is almost gone. Maybe I should do a hull transfer. Up to 100 structure points from here to the others. Alright, we'll heal them up a little bit. Maybe he can flee. Maybe I can save him. It does have a leader on it, unfortunately. I can't fire because my weapons are down. I could fire with my weapons before I escaped if they were available. Oh boy. Alright, I've disabled almost all the weapons on this battleship, which is good. And its engines are probably disabled, which is probably slowing it down a bit. Makes it easier to hit. Alright, 90% chance. Alright, he's at 20. He is down to nothing except for internal systems now. Alright, we got him. My Titan still has a lot of structure health, thankfully. My fighters will be... I need to cool down. That ship is about to overheat. Okay, I think that is... We haven't really done much to that yet. We'll start focusing more on that now. Ow. Yeah, he's definitely... Yeah, he took out my engines too. These ships are quite capable for their class as destroyers and cruisers compared to what I've got. I will give them that. And we can take out the cruiser now. start moving the Titan in. I'll let these guys deal with this. If I have any fighters available, I'll deploy them. I don't think I do yet. Maybe I can overheat this guy. It's getting hot. If I can force him to take a turn cooling off, that would be great. Not quite. Ooh. I think we're going to lose a couple of ship leaders in this one. Alright, took out the orbital station, which is good. Okay. Come on, the ship defense is only 110 on this thing. We can hit it. And it's overheated now. I only have, most of my weapons are not 360-degree range, so I had to get it within range first before I could do that. Alright, we definitely took some losses there. I think a few cruisers, maybe a couple of ship leaders. Not great. But he's going to pay for it. It's like 10 population, I think he just lost. I lost Archibald Pike. Zeroff has survived it, but he got unassigned. So, what does he have coming in here? A destroyer, 3 destroyers. I really need this targeting algorithm like now. Let's move out of there for a second and get the increased accuracy. Let's rush another Titan out. I don't need to spend that much on research anymore. Our shields are kind of garbage. Let's try to get a higher level shield. Alright, let's go here and hit Gladys again. We do have another Titan available here. So we're getting close to being number 1. Our fleet strength is going up. Their fleet strength is going down. That's all the right directions that I want to see. It's a bit risky here, but I'm just going to go to auto combat. Let the AI fight this one for me and see how it does. The Dragul are definitely competent fighters. Lost a few ships even though they were way outgunned. They took out a cruiser. However, I destroyed the former Sulak homeworld that they stole, so serves them right. Alright. They are scattering everywhere because they're afraid of what I can do to them. And that's a Palatian one, so I don't want to pick a fight with them. They actually still want to form treaties with me. They don't really care too much that I'm damaging their partner, apparently. Or perhaps they're afraid. Alright, he moved an attack fleet into Gianna. It's a little concerning just because he's got possibility of trying to destroy the miner there. He would need an assault ship though, which he doesn't have. You can't destroy it with a regular ship. Need a colony ship and an assault ship. He can blockade it, but he won't be able to stay there for long. Okay, yeah, he backed out anyway. That's kind of what I figured he was going to do. One cruiser, we'll auto that. That neutronium armor coating is definitely going to be a problem if I don't switch away from beam weapons, or find wherever they're getting neutronium from and deny that to them. It's definitely a real threat. Let's go ahead and search some more ruins. This will be one more shot at getting another data core artifact. No, we didn't find one this time. That's somewhat to be expected because we already have 4 of them that we found now. So, for those of you who didn't catch it earlier in the stream, we've taken the Nova down a dark path in this playthrough and gone with unbridled power path, which is plus 10% weapon damage per data core artifact found. And earlier on, we get a benefit from relics of the past to increase the amount of our chance to find data core artifacts. So we found 4 of them. We're getting plus 40% weapon damage at this point, making us quite strong in an area that the Nova Vita traditionally have not been very strong. It does take a little effort to track those down, a lot of ruin searching, but we've managed to pull it off in this session so far. Let's get some wartside armor going. At this point, I really just need ships as quick as I can get them, because we're doing great in terms of pushing them back. I've got 2 Titans. Very soon I'm going to have 2 Titans deployed against them. I haven't seen any rival Titans yet, so it's possible we can hit them before they get them up and running. Took out the Sulak already, wiped them out completely, and I'm in the process right now of trying to take out the Dragul, who are a subject empire of the Palatians. And my end goal there really is to weaken the Palatian so they're not such a strong power block, because they have the human empire as well as they have the Dragul as their subjects. I currently have a subject of the Moltars right here, so there's a couple of alliances. We've got kind of these 3 on one side. We've got these 2 together, me and the Moltar, and then these 2 are kind of on their own right now. Now the Cake Empire can get very dangerous if left alone for too long. So far they have not broken out and gone crazy, thankfully, but they certainly have the ability to ramp up production like crazy and become a real threat if left alone. So the Moltar are moving around my territory, but I don't mind that too much. It's not a huge deal. Alright, let's move in after the Dragul. We've got 2 Titans coming in. I don't think they can handle all this. I'll try to rush another Titan out. I've got 2 turns left of cheap rushes. Yep, let's do that. We'll get a 3rd Titan online. We're getting a lot of ship support points because we have the unbridled power evolution, and you get plus 12 SSP, so ship support points for every colony you have with ruins. Currently I have 3 colonies with ruins here, so I'm getting a lot from that. That's one of the ways to get ship support points in this game. Militaristic minor civilizations, another way. Unfortunately I blew one up earlier by colonizing where they were unknowingly. Alright, let's go into this combat. I'm a little worried about this experienced leader here. Probably don't need to be, but... Okay, that one's dead. Wiped him out. We got one more here. Looks like. So probably no need to worry here. Just put on auto combat. I love auto combat for these easy battles. Just you can put on the super fast animations even and get through them very quickly. So later in the game, when you start to fight lots and lots and lots of battles, you don't necessarily need to feel like you need to manually fight them all, and you don't need to rely on auto resolve if you don't like auto resolve, you don't like the way its results turn out for you or whatever. Auto combat's a good happy medium there for you. This guy has almost nothing here. I think I can take him out. Unless he's got stuff hidden out of my scan range, which is possible. A couple of destroyers, that's not going to cut it. A few more destroyers. Let's see. We lost, we're getting minus 50% morale due to graft and corruption in That's a lot in Gianna 2 until we build a Marine garrison, which I haven't even researched that because it's usually bad for utopian governments to have Marine garrisons, but in this case, minus 50% is really bad, so I guess we have to. Let's see what he's got up here. He's got battleship, cruiser, destroyer, frigate. That's not enough. Even with, I'm gonna trust auto combat here. Maybe that's a mistake, but I'm gonna let it play out and let it do its thing. I can always stop it if it's a problem. I think we're alright. Probably lose a couple ships here, but we got 2 Titans. Flux beams doing double systems damage. There's a combat jump from one of the Dragul trying to be sneaky. That didn't work. Okay, yeah, they're going. Okay. I think we might have lost... Yeah, we lost 2 cruisers there, but those are easily replaced at this stage. He's got a defense shield here to defend against bombs, but I have a lot of bombs. And I'm going to go with mass destruction. And they're gone. That's how it's done. Not only is Lao gone, but their next to last colony is gone. They have 1 left. Fear. All they have to fear is fear itself, it seems. Yep, let's go in there and we'll just go ahead and wipe that out. We did lose our leader. That's okay. If I was trying to play a little slower here, I would play these out more carefully, of course. But at this stage, I think I just want to show you how far we can take things. We are almost in first place. I think we're going to be able to get into first place very quickly here. And that's going to be a great stopping point, because I think at that point, with the amount of damage I've done in this game, if any of you watch a good portion of the stream, I think you'll see that, you know, and I'm not even playing that carefully right now. If I was, we pretty easily could finish off this game and declare victory. Missing a lot here, but we should get, hopefully when we get into range, we'll be a little better. That destroyer is tough to hit. Alright, blew up to heat. It couldn't handle all the shield damage it was taking, so that's one way to do it. Let's go mass destruction again, drop all. And Fear 1 is destroyed. We're putting pollution on the planet, but, you know, I'm not going to colonize this, so it doesn't matter. Go again. This should be the last combat, and then the Dragul should be removed from the game. That'll be 2 empires I've fully removed from the game, and another one that I made my subject. So there they are, gone. So we are still in second position. It looks like the Multar got something that bumped them up again, unfortunately. Looks like a big culture bump. They must have had an event or something occur. So I probably could try to rush another ship or something here. Let's see if there's something I can do to get... Oh, I need a Marine garrison. Get rid of that morale penalty. When's the next council vote, by the way? 11 turns. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to play that much longer to get to 11 turns this game. I think this has been a pretty good showcase of the evolutions of this stage. You've seen all the... all right, good. We got that penalty removed. You've seen one of the Nova paths today. We've showed you the relics of the past. You know, going for the strategy of searching ruins, finding data core artifacts, getting the research bonuses from that, using that to overcome some of your weaknesses with weapons and defenses research if you want to be aggressive. Of course, we could have taken the other path and gone more defensive and more spiritual, gone for spiritual awakening, unlocking basically all space culture paths so that instead of the mutual exclusive stuff here, we would have eliminated that. We'd get extra production efficiency instead of weapon damage from our data core artifacts, so it's still worth getting them. You also get space culture points, 10% each for a colony with ruins instead of ship support points, so similar there. You're also going to get all techs with all strategic resource choices, so normally you have to pick a path for these, like neutronium shells and bombs or the other option. If we were to go with the spiritual awakening path, we would get all of them, except for the bomb-related ones, because you're no longer allowed to bomb, invade, or raid colonies. So you are not quite a pacifist, but you are not able to just do any damage to colonies anymore. So you're basically looking to weaken your opponents, win by a council victory, or join an alliance and have your ally wipe out your rival for you while you support them. And of course, you can fight space combat, blockade, and do all that stuff. In this event, in any event, I'm not quite number one right now, but the number one player is actually my subject empire. So I'm going to say that I'm number one. We can see here's where the Sulak were defeated. Here's where the Dragul were dropped off. In terms of fleet strength, the Palatian are still stronger than me, but I think if I pumped out a couple more Titans, I could get up there. Tech-wise, I'm right up in there with them. So overall, hopefully this has been a good demonstration of the expansion. I'm sorry I haven't gotten more minor civilizations in this game. I did locate the Selmieno and really have used their extra money that they gave me and the colony ships to help my expansion early on. It was very beneficial. So I did destroy a minor civilization up here at Naish. It was a military one, which would have given me even more ship support points as well as other bonuses if I had identified them. But I colonized before getting a full survey here, and unfortunately lost that opportunity. So I'm sure there's a few other miners in here. We know that some of these empires have access to miners, but this is a huge galaxy. It would take me a little while longer to clean up, so I think this is a good stopping point for the stream. Probably do a few more live streams. This one will also be available on replay once I finish editing it. So if you're watching this later, please enjoy and know that it's going to start over when I finish up here. So with that, appreciate everyone spending the time. Hopefully you enjoyed this stream, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.